Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining. Welcome, guys. Happy Monday. We're going to get started in just a couple minutes. I do have 99% of my voice back, so we should be good to go today.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Hey, welcome everyone. Thanks everyone for joining Stock Sniper Trading. Thank you for joining everyone. Welcome. My name is Ron. My partner is Dave. It is 6:40 a.m. Eastern, Monday morning, November 24. This is American Thanksgiving week. Thursday will be Thanksgiving in the U.S. and U.S. banks will be closed. We'll come in the markets and we'll do like an education session on Thursday, but just keep in mind that Thursday this week is American Thanksgiving and U.S. banks will be closed, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to go through this week's news, earnings, and then we'll do a top-down analysis on gold, NASDAQ, and US30. We'll get ready for COMEX and Wall Street this morning. And I hope everyone had a great weekend. I hope you guys are rested, relaxed, and ready to go. I do have my voice 99% back. A little brandy on the weekend helps a little bit to clear the throat, but we're good to go. I apologize, guys. I don't sound like Tony Montana or RFK this week for you guys, but if you need me to impersonate, I can do those impersonations, okay? So I can do them no problem for you guys. If you guys want me to switch, I can switch to RFK voice. I can switch to Tony Montana at any time, okay? So hopefully you guys can hear me clearly today. My voice is feeling much better. So what we're going to do today is start off by looking at today's news and the rest of this week. So it's a pretty light day news-wise, Monday, November 24th today. We had some German information come out in Europe. 8:30, our session, we have some Canadian news. There's some Chinese news coming out at 9 a.m., some more European news. I would not be concerned with today's news. You can see it's a pretty light day in the markets. Nothing to be concerned about. We have to be concerned about just a normal Monday opening in the markets coming off of a weekend, okay? That could provide a little bit of volatility. Tomorrow's news, you can see tomorrow is a bigger news day. So the market is waiting for this because we were in a government shutdown for over 40 days and a lot of high impact news got delayed and canceled. So now they're starting to release news and you can see that they're coming out at different times, different days. It's not following the organized schedule that it always follows, like where NFPs are the first Friday of every month, unemployment claims are every Thursday morning and things like that, until it goes through a cycle and then it'll get back to normal, okay? So tomorrow, at this time, there's core PPI, the core retail sales month over month, PPI month over month, and then regular retail sales month over month. So 4 big high impact red folders in the US, all released at 8:30. So I'm suggesting if you're trading at this time, you can see that there's a lot of volatility. There's going to be 4 high impact red folders coming out of the US. So whatever you're trading, if you're trading gold, if you're trading NASDAQ, if you're trading US30, there's going to be some volatility. So this is when you got to now understand your risk management. Do you want to step up your risk here, increase your risk, or do you want to decrease your risk at this time? My suggestion is decrease your risk, lower your lot sizing, lower your position sizing, lower your contract sizing to make up for all of this volatility. If not, you're going to expect to take bigger losses at this time if you do make some mistakes, okay? That's just a suggestion. You guys do what you got to do. Again, just a disclaimer. We are not financial advisors here at Stock Sniper Trading. We're just here for education, entertainment. Everything you do is at your own risk, okay? So please, guys, use proper risk management, okay? And then we move into Wall Street, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. There's some pending home sales coming out of the U.S., some Richmond manufacturing news. We have our consumer confidence report, which is tentative to be released tomorrow as well. We'll see what the consumer confidence is saying. And later, last couple of weeks, we did some Tokyo sessions. So if you're going to continue with Tokyo this week, you got some Australian news, you got lots of New Zealand high impact news as well. And then you got your futures market open. Midweek Wednesday, November 26th, we have some Japanese news, we got some European news. You got some British news. Again, 8:30. You can see the unemployment claims normally come out every Thursday morning at 8:30, but this Thursday is Thanksgiving in the US. So US banks will be closed. So I believe that they're moving it a day ahead, and then they'll be releasing their weekly unemployment claims right here on Wednesday morning. We also have some medium impact US folders, core durable goods, durable good orders. We have our preliminary GDP quarter over quarter coming out in the US, and you can see a lot of these are tentative. Okay, tentative meaning there's no exact time when these will be released, but sometime on Wednesday they will be released. So again, when we don't know when something is going to be released, rule of thumb is use proper risk management until the news is released. Okay, because you could be in a trade prior and they release it, and if you're over leveraged and it goes against you, you guys know what can happen. Okay, and then continuing, we do have our core PCE price index coming out of the US, some personal income spending, and we move into crude oil inventories for all of the oil traders. This is your weekly inventories affecting supply and demand. You have your ECB President Lagarde speaking at noon on Wednesday. We're releasing the beige book over here in the US at 2 p.m. And you got some New Zealand, Australian news. We move into Thursday. Okay, so Thursday is Europe is open. Europe doesn't have Thanksgiving. Europe is running. There's European news. However, right here, all day US bank holiday. This is the US Thanksgiving. If you're going to watch football, there's 3 football games on. There's the 1 p.m. game, there's the Dallas Cowboys game at 4 p.m., and then there's the late evening game. If you guys saw the Dallas Cowboys were down 21 points against Philadelphia Eagles and they came back and they beat them, amazing. Also, if you guys were watching sports on the weekend and you saw the Montreal Canadiens on Saturday night beat the Toronto Maple Leafs, that's another big win. So congratulations to those teams. I support those teams, and they finally got some wins. And there's some Japanese news, and that's Thursday. So we will come in Thursday, but it will be more of a education session because we'll see how the markets are moving, okay? And then finally, to finish off your week on Friday, it is Black Friday over here in the States. Lots of sales, guys. If you're looking to get into TradingView, I believe TradingView is offering 80% off. I still think there's a couple days to go on it. If you're looking to upgrade on TradingView, get some additional indicators, utilize the alerts that they do offer. My suggestion is this is the time to upgrade your TradingView platform. At 80%, you can't go wrong. Also here, if you want to join at SST, we also have 50% off. We're cutting it in half for everybody, okay? And we'll extend it until Black Friday for you guys. Friday, lots of European news, low impact news. You got to be careful when you have back-to-back low impact news. And there's not much coming out in New York when we start our Friday New York session, okay? So big days are tomorrow in news-wise, and also Thursday, U.S. banks are closed for Thanksgiving, okay? Let's look at earnings this week. Pre-market this morning, not big names. Let's move into the after hours. Zoom Communications. So Zoom will be reporting. We use Zoom for our private New York private sessions here as well. Zoom is starting to get a little bit pricey. They keep bumping up the prices here. So we'll see what their results are in the after hours earnings. You guys remember last week Nvidia had earnings, and right after the earnings, there was kind of a little fake out. They pumped the markets up in the pre-market. They released their earnings. As soon as Wall Street opened up, then the market started to sell off. And they've been continuing to sell off. We'll see if they stabilize and if there's a little bit of a bounce back to the upside, or they're just going to continue selling off, okay? Nvidia was kind of the last thing that was kind of holding up the markets related to AI, and they had good results, but the market decided to sell off, okay? Tomorrow morning, we've got some, before the open Tuesday, Alibaba Group, okay? Alibaba's been doing really well in the Chinese markets, and they're reporting tomorrow. Abercrombie & Fitch, if you wear this clothing, retail stores, Best Buy Company, Kohl's Corporation, you can see Dick's Sporting Goods. There's more retail outlets will be reporting. And then we move into Tuesday after hours, Dell Technologies, CleanSpark, Workday. Let's see what else. I'm looking for those big names. John Deere company over here is a security in the Dow Jones. So if you're looking to trade US30, I would be watching what John Deere reports over here. This is agriculture, farming, things like that, a whole different sector. So this has nothing to do with retail. This has nothing to do with technology. This has nothing to do with oil and energy. This is agriculture over here. So farming equipment and things like that. John Deere is a big North American company. And they report on Wednesday before the open. Wednesday after hours, we don't have much. Why? Because Wednesday after hours, we're moving into the US holiday for Thanksgiving. And then you can see Thursday, pre-market, markets are closed. Thursday, no earnings, US holiday, Thanksgiving. And then Friday morning, just one security and probably nothing in the after hours. So you can see earnings this week is this Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning, and then that's basically it. Then it wraps up. Okay, and just some news right now. Okay, so Apple's in the news. Apple's successor to CEO Cook has big shoes to fill, replacing Cook. Apple, since Steve Jobs hired him in 1998, will be no small task for John Ternus over here. So Apple is in the news. NASDAQ futures rise as traders await key Fed data tomorrow. We talked about it, those 4 big red folders tomorrow morning at 8:30. That's what the market could be waiting for today. So if you see the market is trading kind of sideways today, it could be awaiting tomorrow's big high impact news, okay? Other in the news, Alibaba pops as its rival to ChatGPT makes strong debut. Stable coins could siphon off EU bank deposits. In the EU, no tariff cut coming at first talk since US deal. Rents are falling in US cities. It isn't helping the home sales market. We'll also see pending home sales coming out this week in the US. Oil dips as prospects for Ukraine peace deal dominate the market. Secretary Bessent over here in the US. White House to reveal the healthcare cost plan this week. What else we got going on? We'll be looking at gold. Gold steadies as market weighs chance of another Fed rate cut. So there's another FOMC coming up in December. There was hopes that they would decrease the rates, but right now the way how everything is shaping up, it looks like there could be a possible pause in December. So that's going to be a big FOMC to finish off the year and move into the new year 2026. So we'll see what's going on over here, okay? Okay, and that's our news. And finally, guys, just moving over to our Discord over here, the Signal channel. We sent out some signals last week. There was a lot of great signals sent out here. You can see like 2 double top sells on US30 up here. Here was a long US30 sent out yesterday at 6 p.m. You can see we're looking for buys above 46,293, pushed up, pulled back. You can see how it kind of consolidated. Then when the markets opened up, that big bullish ignited candle just ran right through there for approximately 200 pips. So big opening balance. Mike Tyson, he loves it. He's saying yes. How does Mike Tyson say yes? He says yes. So there's Mike Tyson loving that. Commodities section over here. There was some signals sent out for gold. Looking for buys again above 4,063. Came up. You can start to see a double top up there around 4,076. So that's 140, 150 pips up there. Again, if you don't recognize patterns, you don't do anything, then it can come all the way right back down. And then you can see it can get into a static area again and retest this location for another opportunity. So we also have to learn risk management, and we also have to learn how to also realize some profit when we're trading. But everyone has their own rules, their own plans when they're trading, and everyone has their own style and their own strategies. So you're going to have to figure out what works best for you and come up with something. And what I would suggest is whatever your strategy is, whatever your trading method is, keep it routine and keep it consistent. And that will make you that much better of a trader, because then you can learn consistency every single day, okay? We have a free Telegram channel pinned at the top of YouTube for all of you guys. There's over 160 viewers on YouTube. Thank you guys for joining us. If you guys can leave us a like, subscribe to the channel, we do appreciate it. And join this free Telegram group. Basically, everything we do in here is available for you guys. Here are all of our live links for all of our live sessions. Here's the Black Friday promotion. All plans at SST and everything is 50% off. Okay, so we've cut it in half for you guys. And if you want to take advantage of this, this is the time to take advantage to join SST for the end of the year and to start off 2026 on a great note. Okay, and what else we got here? All of our recaps of our trade ideas also before and after to give you guys an indication of what to look for if you do decide to join the team, so you guys know what to expect, okay? And that's available for you guys at the top. It's pinned at the top of YouTube, okay? And then finally, guys, if you visit our website, stocksnipertrading.com, there's the Black Friday promo on all promotions. You can send us an email and our admins, myself or Dave, will help you out, okay? And if you need education, there's tons of education with myself and Dave. We just wrapped up, there's a lot of courses. We just wrapped up our risk management 3-day boot camp. So if you guys need a little help on risk management and learning a little bit more about that boot camp is available for you guys. We just wrapped it up, and lots of webinars over here, over 120 webinars, long form webinars. These are not 10-20 minutes. These are like 2-hour webinars plus. So lots of education and free blogs available to everybody. Also, one-on-ones are also 50% off too. If you guys need some personalized help with myself or Dave, we're more than happy to help you guys out. And the free blog, if you click on more and go to blog, all of the blogs are available for you guys. Market outlooks, gold, NASDAQ. We talked about similarities in poker and trading, risk management, trading in volatile markets. Tomorrow's going to be a volatile day. Some tips to trade in that. And all other related blogs are here, okay? And finally, guys, thank you guys so much for all of your subscriptions to our channel. We love it. Hopefully, we're on our way to 89,000. Maybe we can, that will be our goal for this week. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel. Costs you nothing. You'll get the notifications every time we go live, and I guarantee you'll probably learn something on every single call we do, okay? So thanks everyone for joining. I hope everyone had a great weekend and we're ready to go. Sang, Justin, good morning guys, welcome. Conrad, Carla, thank you. Zizi, Ferdinand, welcome guys. And all of you guys on YouTube as well from the top. Krianu, welcome, good morning. Pablo, thank you for joining, brother. Justin, welcome. Sanity, thank you for joining. Appreciate all of you guys. Rajesh, welcome. Thank you guys. Jay Violet, welcome everyone. Okay, so if we're all ready to do a top-down analysis on gold, let's get ready because it's almost 7 a.m. Let's try and wrap this up because we've got COMEX starting at 8:20, so we've got a lot of time. Maybe we can do gold and maybe like US30, get them out of the way, and then we'll at least have 2 top-downs done, and then we'll do NASDAQ just after 9 a.m. when we're moving into Wall Street, okay? So how is everyone doing? How was everyone's weekend? I'm just sipping on some hot ginger tea here to soothe the throat. Would you guys like me to talk like RFK or Tony Montana? I watched it on the weekend, guys. Saturday night, I said, let's watch Scarface. So it's been a while since I watched it, and what a great film it is. Okay, man. So we're gonna get started with a top-down analysis, man. You ain't gonna see a top-down analysis like this again, let me tell you, okay? So hit the likes, man. See, I can do it without, I don't need to have the sore throat. I'll do a top-down analysis as Tony Montana. Let's see if I can do it. No. We're gonna start off with the daily, man. And then we're gonna move down to the 4 hour, then to the hour, and finally we're gonna get down to the 5 minutes for scalping, man. You watched it too? Awesome. It's a great movie. You could tell that they had a lot of fun when they were filming it. It was like with Michelle Pfeiffer, with when they were in the car, when he tried to make a move on her, and she's like, settle down, you know, like the playtime is over. And then they were both. You could tell that they had a good time filming the movie. All of them, great actors in it. It's a fantastic movie. It's probably one of the greatest, in my opinion. Okay, guys. So this is how gold looks on the daily. Just pattern recognition. We moved up to the all-time high. Okay. We came down. There was a bottom there, a double bottom. Let's consider it one bottom right now. We came back up. You see, it came right into, when we do the analysis, 50% of that big bearish candle, we came right in there. So it didn't come up to the all-time high. So they got a lower high, and then as it was pushing down. Now look how gold's been trading. Real choppy the last 5 days. Okay, so we're basically going sideways right now. So gold could make another attempt to try to push back up to this resistance, or it could start to push back down and test this support down in here. Okay, so this is what we got to kind of break down for everybody. Okay, so first thing is, let's start from the top and move down. Okay, so we're going to go to the top. We're going to recognize where is the all-time high. First of all, let's get the all-time high. I like to use an orange line when we recognize all-time highs for securities, and it also shows Donald Trump's makeup face over here because he's a clown. This is Donald Trump's clown face up here with his makeup. So this is the orange all-time high of gold, 4,380 on this chart. You guys are probably, if you're trading the futures, you guys probably saw it came up to 4,400 US. This is now where I bring it down to this zone. From the all-time high to those two bodies, I bring it right in there, and I make the zone red. Red to illustrate that it is sellers, it is resistance, it's supply. That's what that red box is illustrating. And when we recognize it, you can see right there, as soon as it came into that all-time high, it pushed down. So another strategy that I use is stretching it into the future to let me know if it ever comes back in here. If gold ever does come back and transact in here, I know it's transacting in the all-time high block of sellers, and it could technically come in there for a second time. That's the first time it came in, and you see it get rejected down. If it comes in a second time, it could be that double top and go back down. However, if it's coming with strong momentum and a lot of buyers, they could break right through that zone and create a new all-time high. And then option one could be an impulse break and then get rejected back down. Or option two, it could break and close with blue volume above there. If that's the case, then what I do with that zone is I make it green, same zone, because it could pull back, and now this is a zone of buyers. It could be a zone of support. It could be the retesting area to show where there's demand. And if it comes in here, there could be more pending orders waiting to get filled on a discount and to take it for a new all-time high. Okay, so we are nowhere near that zone, but I'm going to make other zones in the market, and they're going to represent the same stuff. Okay, so now when we're coming down, see this big bearish candle on October 21. So let's use our method of cutting it in half and figuring out the point of control. What I do by doing this is grab the Fibonacci tool and mark it from your open and your close. And you can see how right away, there's my point of control. There's the 0.5 sitting at 4,240. So what I do is cut it in half. Okay, when price gets too high, you got to cut it in half. When price gets too low, cut it in half. Okay, always listen to that song by OT Genesis and Young Dolph in the background if you need to remind yourself to cut things in half. Okay, right now at SST, Black Friday deals, we're cutting all plans in half. Okay, so now there's the yellow line. Now my point of control is right there. It's the 382 and the 618 right there. And it's red. Why? Because that big bearish daily candle closed below there. So I stretch it into the future. And you see, by doing that, You see when you stretch in the future, look at that day, that blue candle, that bullish day, it came right into that point of control, right into 50% on November 13, and those sellers were present there to push it back down, okay? So let's stretch that point of control into the future. I can see we have not traded back into this level as well, okay? So you can see the sellers are there pushing it down still, okay? Now, let's just continue moving down with this. See these sideways candles? We're trading sideways. But see this big bearish candle right here on October 27? These are the type of bars that you want to analyze. Why? Because it's full of volume. It opened ignited bearish and closed near the low. You can see it's completely different than these consolidated candles, and it's on an opening day of Monday. So this is representing how strong the selling pressure was to open up that week. So that's a candle that I personally would analyze. Same way. Open, close, right? This should be coming very automatic for you guys if you're on this channel with us, because you should be learning how to do this. Cut it in half, it's right there. Look at now how the cut line is representing where the body closed right there last Monday, where Tuesday opened, where it came down, had the low on Thursday, it had kind of a low break on Friday, and look at what we're retesting right now. Today's low is exactly the cut line of that candle, okay? Can now we create a red zone from that day? Yes. And look, if we stretched into the future, you can see it came right back in there, and it got pushed right back down. But then there, this day, you can see Monday, start of the week. That's why Mondays, guys, I know some of you guys are very excited to trade on Mondays. You had the weekend, and now you got ants in your pants, and you're dying to trade on Monday. But Monday is a great day to just sit back and analyze, right? Because look at this. You would have got a lot of information from this Monday, and look at, you would have got a lot of information from this Monday. So Mondays are great days to do analyze, analyze the charts, okay? Why? Because it's start of a week. Also, Fridays are also very important days. So that's why I suggest weekends are the times to do a lot of work. I was having a talk with Justin over the weekend, and he was doing a lot of work on the weekend. And I said to him, most traders, like real traders, do their work on the weekends, and they showcase their skills Monday to Friday, okay? A lot of traders don't understand that. When it comes to weekends, they're out partying and they're not charting. And then they wonder why the results are not showing during Monday to Friday. So I'm telling you guys, weekends is where you put in the work. Weekends is where real traders are made. I know it doesn't sound good. No one wants to chart or do anything on the weekend, but I'm sorry, guys. That's where the work is done. And if you guys are slacking on the weekends, I suggest you guys pick up your shit and start putting in some work on the weekends. And then you'll start to see your profit and losses start to improve. You'll start to see your top-down analysis starting to improve. You'll start to see your points of interest and your points of control coming to areas where you're looking for trades and you're getting minimal to zero drawdown because you're targeting these areas. Okay, so I'm not saying spend your entire weekend, but I'm saying put in at least 1 or 2 hours every weekend and do some work, guys. Trading is not easy, but you got to put in the work. So you see now I'm stretching this into the future. I've got blue volume closing above. So you see now this is a green zone. Okay, it's still holding. There was a couple impulse breaks by the sellers, but I don't see any black volume closing below there to make this red, and then we're starting to come back down. So you can see we're consolidating above it, but every time we come up, it's a lower high, lower high, lower high. Okay, so that's still a green zone stretched across into the future, right? So let me just move one more move down, and then there you can recognize the double bottom. Right here, look at the base of the candles. There's a body, a body, a body, and a body. And you can see it's kind of this cut candle right here that closed above all this structure that took this big leg up to the all-time high. You can see when it retraced right back down. Now you can clearly visually see a double bottom. It came down. There's the neckline, resistance, the red box. Came back down, double bottom. There's the big push-up. There's the big impulsive candle that confirmed and closed above. And then it came back down and retested and held. But when it went back up, look it's trading into 50% of that bearish candle that closed on Friday. That's what I'm telling you guys. It's like clockwork. Monday, Friday, Monday, Friday, Monday, Friday. Make sure you guys do extra analyzing on Mondays and Fridays. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays is the volume trading in between these important days. Monday today is the start of the week. Fridays is when the week closes, right? You got to understand why Monday. Do you guys know why Mondays and Fridays are very important in analyzing? Not just gold. If I was trading USD JPY, I would be looking at Mondays and Fridays. If I was trading NASDAQ, I would be looking at Mondays and Wednesdays. If I was trading Apple or Tesla or Nvidia, I would be looking at Mondays and Fridays. I would be putting extra attention on those days because market makers close and open weekly bars on those specific days, okay? So it's good to analyze those. So you see there's a bottom there, and then I got a little block below that yellow line. I can see where that wick came in, okay? So you can see it's holding. It came in there, back up, came in there, back up, came in, back up. So you can see that there's a lot of strong daily, weekly support at 3,900 for gold. Okay, now you see where we're trading inside here. So there was this big leg up, tapped right into there, 50%. Sellers were there. They pushed it right back down. Okay, so look at now what I'm going to do with this inside bar right here. This day, Friday. It's a really important candle, right? So let's do what we do. Opening balance, closing balance, right? 50%. Where's the cut line? Right there, yellow line. Look at exactly right there last Wednesday, how it came right in there, big blue candle, transacted in there, the sellers are there, and there's the big rejection back down. Okay, can I make a zone out of that? Yes, I can. Okay, there's my zone. What color is the zone? It's a red zone. You can see the volume is still below it right here. Okay, so you guys understand where we're trading at now. This is the worst area to be trading. If these were 5-minute candles, you guys know what I would be saying. Box all this shit in here, and we got to wait for it to accumulate. We got to wait for buyers to buy. We got to wait for sellers to sell. If you want to decide to trade in here, you measure from down here to up there, and you know your distance. You know how many pips can be made. You know if it comes up here, you got to know to either scale out of a buy because it could come right back down just like it did here. If you were in a buy there and you didn't do anything, it came right back down. If you were in a buy there and you didn't do anything, it came right back down. If you were in a buy there, you didn't do anything, it came right back down. Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Same thing if you're selling. When you sold up here and you don't do anything at the green box, then next day it comes right back up. Again, if you sold down and you didn't do anything. So this is where you got a lot of sideways trading, indecision. It's a range, right? So the market is accumulating in here. But if buyers accumulate more, maybe they'll break it above here, close above, we flip this, and we move our way back up to here, right? That could be a swing position this week on gold. If the sellers accumulate more, and see, they've attempted to break this, but they failed. Right? I don't see a black candle closing. If a black candle officially closes, then I make that green zone red. I see buyers buying the dip coming right in there. It's a red box. Then maybe sellers can sell it right back down to 3,900 and back down to this location, right? And it could come right back up in that green box, or it could officially break, and then we go through the drill. New lower low, will it close below? If it does, this big green zone turns red. That could be our ongoing resistance, and we got further room for gold to continue to drop down, okay? So you can see right now where we're trading. Do you guys understand this right now, what I'm showing you? Because now I'm going to move from the daily, I'm going to move to the 4-hour, okay? And then when we look at the overall pattern, this is a lower high, okay? It came up, all-time high, pushed down, there was a bottom, came back up, lower high, and now we're just inside here, right? This is a short week this week. We got big news tomorrow. Wednesday's pretty light day. Thursday's Thanksgiving. U.S. banks are closed. And then Friday is just the close of the week. So this is gearing up to maybe just consolidate until we get our last FOMC for the month of December, okay? Now, if you want to trade, which we're going to look for, what we got to do is start to break down these daily candles in 4 hour, okay? But one thing I got to do is, how did today's body open? Okay, so Friday opened right here. It was initially bullish. It came up, lower high, lower high, lower high. So I know that sellers are there. They pushed it right back down to the opening balance. And then sellers had control on Friday where they brought it all the way down in here. But buyers came back up with a higher low, higher low. So they brought it right back up and closed it right there. So there's my closing price on Friday. And there's my opening balance today, right here, this yellow line, 4,065. And when we opened up, it was initially bearish today. It was a black candle coming down, coming down, coming down. You see, we've already made a low of the day. It's right around where I have this yellow line located here. Okay, so if we recognize where's our lowest point of the day, it's right there, the wick of the daily candle. I make a purple line. Okay, so you can see it's $5 off of this yellow line, which is 50 points. Okay, but when it came down, the buyers were there in this green zone. They pushed it right back up to the opening balance. They flipped the candle, and that's our highest we've hit today. Okay, so the candle flipped as a hammer, and we came up to 4,077. But you can see where it's struggling at the body, at a body, and a body. And then they pushed it right back down. So we're hovering right around the opening balance. It's a bullish pin bar. It could definitely fill back up to this highest point and break further. But then look, you got wicks to fill. So it's going to fill maybe possibly Friday's wick, maybe possibly fill Thursday's wick, maybe possibly Wednesday's wick. But where would it come up to? Is it going to just break out of here and just go up? No, it's got a lot of resistance behind. So what I do is I locate the first wick, like right there. I place a yellow line to let me know that that's Friday's high. It's at a nice psychological number, 4,100. So if we do continue to fill from the purple line, that would be my next destination yellow line. If it can get higher than that, then it might fill Thursday's wick. If it can get higher than there, then we're trading right back into this red zone above us, okay? So that's what's going on right now. I see a lot of choppy consolidation, a lot of indecision. If this was the 5 minutes, I wouldn't even be trading this. I would be waiting for a move to happen up here and a move to happen up here. If you're a daily trader and a swing trader, you got to do the same shit. You might have to wait a couple days before a move develops. You can't force this because you can see buyers were forcing there, sellers were forcing there, and it's going nowhere. So the swing traders are also getting very frustrated on gold, just like we would be if we were on the 5 minutes, okay? So right now, you have to understand that the market of gold is accumulating. It's not going to stay in here forever. It eventually will make a move up here or it will make a move down here. But it's whoever accumulates more delta volume, okay? So what I'm going to do now is break this daily candle down to the 4 hour, okay? So these are 4 hour candles. They were moving nicely up there. That is where the 4 hour candle hit exactly 50% of that red zone. It was Thursday at 6 a.m. We pushed down, came back up, lower high. They really kind of redistributed all the volume right there. Friday, 6 a.m. and pushed it all the way down. We came back up last week, again, right in there. So you can also, if you're on a 4 hour, you could also do the same thing. There's a big significant candle that closed below structure. Grab your Fibonacci tool, open, close. You can cut it in half. You can find your point of control as well. Okay, and now look at the 4 hour candles, how Thursday they were barcoding. Bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. They came back down. Now we're moving bullish. We're coming back down bearish. We're moving back up bullish, okay? So this could be like considered a double bottom on the 4 hour where it came down, one bottom. There's our neckline right there. Came back down. It didn't come for a double bottom. We got the lowest point of the day is a higher low and we're pushing right back up. So you see we're struggling at this highest point of the day. So if we get volume break above the purple line, we could use the purple line as support to continue to fill back up these wicks and get up to that red zone, right? But you can see that they're rejecting it here. They rejected this 4 hour candle exactly right there. It came back up. This is now representing European volume right here. This was 2 to 6 a.m. Europe's high, same equal high, purple line. They pushed it back down. Now we're opening up 6 to 10 a.m. and it came up, almost hitting that purple line, but they've rejected it back down. Okay, so even the 4 hour candles, we can see they're building, but they're still struggling at this 4,077 area, okay? And then just if the sellers break down, if it comes down, 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 bearish and breaks, okay, it might not just drop all the way down to there. You can see the last time the 4 hours broke right there, there's body to body, okay? So I always recognize structure, okay? Because if it breaks, and then when I go to the 4 hour or hourly, I use a white line to let me know that that 4,008, there's a body, and then you can see to the left of the chart, it was resistance right there, resistance, resistance, resistance. Look how many impulse broke above that white line, and then there was the first successful one right there. So when it came all the way back down, you see how it retested that white line for support and went back up. So if it comes back down, I have to see what happens at that white line before breaking down further, because there could be support right there, and then they bring it right back up. Okay, that could be where it bounces. You know, where if it's breaking down and a 4 hour body like kind of closes below there, then that's where I make that big green zone red. This could be that pullback buy, and then the buyers are buying into offers, and then it starts to break down. That breakdown, then it could get that significant drop coming down to my next location, okay? So on the 4 hour, it is building a little bit. We've got a higher low, higher low, higher low, but from the top, we've got a lower high, and they're holding the highest point of the day. So we're in a pennant right now. Again, where 4 hour volume is accumulating as well. So we really don't have a directional move as of yet. But if we're following this second leg, it is building. But you can see we're getting rejected up there. So let's go into the 1 hour now. So we can see the 1 hour candles are building. They started barcoding here. Here's where we hit the lowest point of the day, midnight. Here we have 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Here's London, 3 a.m. There's a nice push up at 4 a.m. This is where I can see now it hit the highest point of the day at 5 a.m. Big rejection. We're barcoding. Blue, black. It came back up at 6 a.m. when New York, pre-New York opens up. And look at our 7 a.m. candle that's going to close in 39 minutes. We're still kind of consolidating. So if I was an hourly trader, okay, I would kind of maybe box in this zone, right? And you can see we're just blue, black, blue. So hourly candles will maybe make an attempt to push, maybe impulsively to break the highest point of the day or officially close above, and we can move up to there, right? Hourly candles, if there's more sellers, might close it below here and start that leg pushing back down. But we got to know that it's coming in a demand area in this big green zone and maybe targeting the lowest point of the day. Okay, so right now, even on the hourly, there's not much direction. This could be a flag, bull flag, that's continuing to consolidate to break out of here. So me as a scalper, if it breaks out, is it just going to go from this purple line to that yellow line right up there? From 77 to 100, that's a $23 move on gold. That would be 230 pips. That would be fantastic. But you got right there, you can see the resistance on the 1 hour. So this is where I place a line right here. See what I just did there, 4,087? I can see that there's a wick right there, a wick right there, a wick, a body, and a body. So what happens if there's a break just up to that white line? 77 to 87, that's 100 pips, okay? But when it gets up there, it could be resistance, and then that's where they push it back down, okay? So you have to acknowledge that, right? You could even go a little higher if you like that 50% of that big black candle, you could go right there. You can see that's cutting it in half, and you can see the first retest was right there. If you want to increase it to 4,092, you're welcome to do that. I like to keep it at the bodies right there. So I'm going to keep it right there just to let me know if we get it up there, could be some resistance. If kind of it comes up there and those 5 minute candles come up there and they pull back down and then they eventually close above there, that 5 minute, that white line hourly could turn into support to take us back up to there, right? But there's going to be something that's going to happen at this white line, okay? Because it did in the past. So why wouldn't it in the future? That's a static location, right? So that's why I mark it with white lines. Though I know if the 5 minute volume is coming to a white line, it's representing either an hourly or 4 hour point of interest. I know if it's coming to a yellow, it's representing a daily point of interest. I know if it's coming to the purple, it's representing the highest point of the day. I know if it's coming down to this purple, it's representing the lowest point of the day, okay? And then let's go into the 5 minutes. And this is what we got going on the 5 minutes. There's that big push. When? At midnight. See, it's like clockwork. Coming all the way up, midnight, and then they push it right back down. Came up, lower high right there, push back down. Came back up. Look at now how many times it attempted the highest point of the day right there. Rejected back down, pushed, holding down in here, building back up. So it's in a little bit of an uptrend, but it's still got selling pressure above. So even the 5-minute candles, are they doing anything special? So you remember this neutral box right here? That's representing that hourly consolidated zone, right? So the 5-minute candles are just coming up, going back down, coming up, coming back down, coming up, going back down. Not much going on, okay? So, but we do have some structure on the 5 minutes. Right here, we've got a lot of bodies, okay? So we've got a wick, body, impulse to the highest point of the day. No blue volume closed above that. Again, it came right back up to the red line and they pushed it right back down, okay? So you see that from the highest point of the day, they're lowering the offers right here. I could even come down and cut that big bearish candle in half right there and see if they're lowering it even more, okay? But I'm going to keep it at this level because there's a lot of transactions that happened right there, okay? So that's what's going on the 5 minutes right now. So key areas are, we're going to see if we can continue to build and take out this highest point of the day and drive a little higher. There's that white line, 100 pips, okay? And then there's that yellow line, right? So I can see when I cut it in half, that hourly, you can see how the 5-minute candles came right up to that white line and went right back down. They came up to that white line, went back down. There was a little bit of a break, and then it came right back down, and then the big drop. That's why we have to respect, if it comes up to 4,087, it's an hourly resistance. And then we also have to watch this daily yellow line, okay? And then finally, to complement the charts, you can add indicators. I like to add the SST daily bar indicator to just kind of let me know where our opening price is right here. So this yellow line, that's our opening balance, okay? And I know that we came all the way down. There's the lowest point of the day right there at just after midnight at 12:20, okay? And since then, you see this, it's been pushing up that big black candle, coming all the way up, and the candle flipped. Where it flipped right up to there, we got to the highest point of the day, and 5 a.m. got rejected. So we're trading again, consolidating right in here from the opening balance, to this 5-minute resistance, and there's the highest point of the day. So it could continue to build and break out bullish, or it could continue to sell back down into here, okay? And then you see this big green zone, 5 minutes, had a nice little pivot right here. See where, that big bullish candle, if you cut it in half, right there's the cut. You can see the first wick that came in, right at 50%, bounced back up. Came down, again, holding, support, and then push up. So if it starts selling from like here to there, I have to respect this red line. Because you can see in the past, that's where the buyers held it, okay? If it can't hold, then definitely maybe we'll come down to this yellow line. But you got, and look at the number, 4,050. So you got to kind of respect that pivot area as well, okay? So this is what's going on gold right now in the 5 minutes. Not the greatest trading conditions. If you add your 9 EMA, we're right at the 9 EMA, that green line. If you add your 200 EMA, the 200 EMA is just right below the opening balance right there, okay? So I'm going to continue to wait it out on gold. This is not the greatest area, right? I want to see more trending volume. This is more ranging volume. This is where if you're going to either buy or sell, I recommend you go a smaller size to feel out which direction it's moving until you have more confirmations. Otherwise, you got to understand it's going up, down, it's going up, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down, it's going... But you can be scalping. Like if you measure these type of candles, okay, they're approximately 30 pips. That's the lowest candle, and they can get as big as 50 pips. So if you scalp a few of these and you go up 20, 30, 40 pips, you could take your stop loss, go to break even, you can scale out, you could close the trade entirely, and you could scalp bars. But it takes a little bit more experience, and you got to know what you're doing, okay? So if you're not ready to learn how to do that, then I would suggest waiting for a bigger move, for something to happen up here at the highest point of the day, or something to happen at the opening balance. Okay, Does everyone understand that? We got 300 viewers on YouTube. Everyone on Zoom as well. So it's 7:30 right now in one more minute. So let's just wait for 7:30. We're going to get a new 30-minute candle. We could also look at the 30-minute candles. They're not doing much either. If you're a 30-minute trader, okay, there was a big bearish one at 5:30. There was a big bullish one coming back up at 6. Then there's this little inside spin top at 6:30. And again, we have another spin top at 7. Okay, so even the 30-minute candles are not showing great volume right now. It's in an accumulation. So the 5 minutes are looking like this. Yeah, and good observation. Yes, and also gold is a monthly. All monthly candles are closing this week as well. So at the end of the week, make sure you look at the monthly. Okay, these are the monthly bars. You know, we had that big monthly, but like on the monthly last month we hit that all-time high and then it got rejected. And then this month opened, came down into 50% of the previous month's volume, flipped. It was a big bullish month, but you see right there, that's where 4,245, where I have that red zone, that's the wick pushing back down. So that's all we have left of bullish volume this month. If they flip this thing, we could start going in December and start into the new year and gold is selling right back off. I would cut this September candle in half. I would find a point of control of that candle because that's a big significant candle. You know, like I would have work to do down in here to analyze. But absolutely, yeah. The monthly candles are closing, so you got to do some weekend work, some higher time frame analysis. Start off on the monthly, break it down on the weekly, go down to the daily, 4 hour, hourly, 30 minute, 15 minute, 5 minute. You can even go into the 1 minute. So we're opening up bullish right now, okay? So sellers tried to bring it down. That was a big black candle. Buyers brought it right back up. We're pushing right back up, okay? So in my opinion, what's going on right now, buyers are in control currently, but they can't close above this red line. That's a lower high, okay? So there's still a lot of sellers here, but right now buyers are technically in control. But if they are in control, we should see blue volume closing above this red line. And just remember, it is a Monday. It's the start of the week. Okay, so you don't have to go crazy. Tomorrow's a big day news-wise. Okay, so the whole entire week is waiting for tomorrow. If you guys are just joining us, tomorrow there's 4 red US folders. Core PPI, core retail sales, PPI month over month, and then your irregular retail sales. All at 8:30 tomorrow. Okay, and then Thursday is American Thanksgiving as well. All banks, US banks are closed. Okay, so now it's building back up there. Okay, so we should see either a strong impulse break for a new high or a rejection at this red line. Okay, do you want to just buy this candle right now and just hope for the best, or should we wait for some type of confirmation? 2.5 minutes to go. You got to make this decision. Okay, I'm going to wait for this body to close because you can see there's a wick, a wick, a wick, a wick, and a wick. This could be another wick and they could push it down. If the buyers can prove to me that they can close above, perfect. Then I know that this red line could turn into support. I could maybe cut that body in half, find where the halfway point is on a pullback buy, maybe find the point of control. Maybe it would be better to buy more down at this supporting area down in here. But regardless, I've made up my mind. I'm not going to trade this candle. I'm going to watch and observe what it does. That's part of trading as well, guys, okay? Just so you guys know. I know a lot of you guys are just, do we buy, do we sell, do we buy, do we sell? Trading is also just sitting back and just analyzing. You guys got to learn how to do this. It's part of your job as a trader. It's not just hit your buy and sell button like a monkey and just hope for the best. That's not trading. I'm sorry. You think you're trading, but you're not. Is anyone trying to sell right now? Okay, if you're trying to sell, the buyers are trying to get up to this highest point of the day, and it could be a new daily high breakout, okay? But if you're still in a sell, you still have these wicks behind you, okay? So you gotta anticipate that a seller will step in to prevent this from, moving up these wicks, okay? So this candle now is closing in 30 seconds. We'll judge where and how it closes. I'm just going to check my spreads right now. .6, not bad. It just jumped up to 1. So spreads are pretty high for me. Normally I like to trade at 0.5, 0.4. Okay, so that candle did officially close above, right? So quickly what we can do is, you can kind of figure out the point of control for a pullback buy if it comes in. How? Same way I was doing it on the daily, 4-hour, hourly. There's the point of control of that bullish candle right there. Okay, so if it comes back down in there, I could maybe look to attempt to buy a pullback inside that green box. Okay, but look at the short wick, and the candle opened ignited. So it kind of just opened, popped that wick, and continued to drive. So the buyers have all the momentum. Now we got to see what will happen at the purple daily high. Can they break it out for a new high, or is it going to get rejected back down? Then if it comes back down, I could look to maybe buy the point of control to take it back up. Okay. Fake breakout, you think? Possibly. But right now, closed strong above. This is the first bar that's closed above this red line. There was a wick, a wick. There's a wick, a wick, a wick, a wick. That was the first body that closed above. And it closed near the high. So learn your wick analysis. This bar opened bullish ignited. So it's continuing with the momentum off of that 730 candle, continuing to drive, right? But it still has not produced a new higher high or a daily high as of yet. What's NASDAQ doing? I have no idea. We are not on NASDAQ right now. This is gold right now, okay? We will get to NASDAQ, but you got to understand we're analyzing gold right now. How would I know what NASDAQ is doing? I'm going to just guess for you. Is anyone in a trade right now? Is anyone trying to sell? Is anyone buying? Is anyone in a current trade from earlier? You guys are in buys? You're trying to sell? Okay. Just looking like at the left where it's trading in. You see the purple line? There was like a wicks right there. Okay. And then they pushed it back down. There's where it closed above, it turned to support. There's where it was support right there. Here's this big black candle that came down. There's again where those wicks came in and pushed it back down. There again, it came in that red zone and pushed it right back down. There again, it came in this here and pushed back down. So it's trading right inside that red zone again, right at the highest point of the day. Okay, so this is where we're going to see. These buyers can push it out of here. Look, it's still getting rejected there. Okay, so the sellers are still technically here. Okay, but this candle is closing in 40 seconds. We'll see where and how it will close. About 4,075, that nice psychological area as well. 4,000, 4,025, 4,050, 4,075, and then 4,100 is your next big psychological number, okay? So now at least we have volume inside this area. Before it was just a wick, a wick, a wick, and a wick. Now you've got volume consolidating right in here, okay? And you can still see the sellers are still here, okay? It came in, they pushed it down, now you got a black candle, okay? So it could just be flagging in here, and then a bull flag has a high probability of continuing to break to the upside. Then we'll have a new daily high, and then we'll see how high we can go, right? But right now the sellers are still here, and they're pushing it right back down. So we still haven't retested the point of control of that big bullish candle. So if you're waiting to buy, you could possibly buy a pullback at 4,072 inside here, as opposed to buying the highest point of that candle at 4,076. You're getting a 40, 50 pip discount buying in this area if it comes in, okay? Or the sellers could, you know, come right through here, close it below, and then push it back down, okay? So, you know, we got to kind of watch. So that wall is still there at the highest point of the day. The buyers failed to create a new high of the day. The sellers technically are still here. But as it comes down, it's got a higher low, right? And could come right back up and break through this point. But again, we got another kind of sideways block right here. So maybe we got to see again what type of reaction it will have when it comes in, transacts back inside this red zone. And then above the highest point of the day, you guys know that there's liquidity up there, right? There's a lot of orders up there. There could be pending buy orders, there could be pending sell orders, but there's liquidity up there. Does the market want to come and grab this liquidity? Let's see what it will do. Because sometimes maybe it will come grab that liquidity and then move this way. Fake out the move to the upside. Or it could, you know, close above there and continue to do something like this, okay? And we're about 40 minutes away from COMEX market opening up as well. That's the commodities exchange opening up. We're going to get more volume coming in. So maybe we see, what are they doing? What are they engineering right now? Are they looking to take out the daily high and then move it back down towards COMEX? Or it's going to hold and then gold is breaking out. So there we have a new daily high breakout. So you see how it just came through there? I can see it went above these wicks. We have a new higher high. So it hit some pending orders up there. We have a new daily high. And now we got to see it's triggering a lot of orders now. Now we'll see. There's going to be maybe a fight here between buyers and sellers with 1 minute and 43 seconds. Okay, so if you're in a buy, it has created a new higher high. You need that in order to go higher. You have to have higher highs and higher lows. As a seller, you kind of lost your block so far, so you got to be careful here. That's a strong move. Now testing, breaking this highest point of the day. Look at the daily candle. It's very strong. The daily candle is a hammer candle, trading right at the highest point of the day. Again, that white line, that's the hourly resistance we've marked on our charts, 4,087. So 1 more minute to go. If this blue volume closes above here, this red zone, I'm going to momentarily flip green because it could just pull back right in there, retest that, find a way, and just continue driving back up. And this is now squeezing a lot of the sellers at the highest point of the day right now. And here's the close in 20 seconds. Okay, so it did close above the daily high, purple line, and it did close above that red zone. So what I do is, on confirmations that it closed above, I make the zone green, okay? Because it could come right back in here, and I could look for a pullback buy at this green zone. But the bar opened, ignited again. So opened, ignited, and filled the wick and wants to continue pop without a pullback so far, okay? So do I just want to buy the highest point? I don't necessarily trade like that. I'm sorry, guys. So I'm not a FOMO trader. I'm waiting for a pullback here. I was waiting for a pullback here. I didn't get it, okay? So that doesn't mean now that I just buy the highest point of a candlestick, because no, you got to still remain patient, okay? If you guys are struggling with being patient, that's probably why, okay? Because you will always want to buy the highest points because you're fear of missing out. It's going to go higher, it's going to go higher. That's fine. If it goes, it can go. It will go without me. I don't know about you, but the whole point of trading is waiting for a pullback to come in here. It didn't come in. Waiting for a pullback to come in here. It has not came in yet, okay? So that open bullish ignited and just broke out, created that new high. Now they're rejecting it back down. So you got to watch the opening balance of this candle. Will it continue to refuel itself and come back up? Or will the sellers offer enough to flip this candle back down like a shooting star and come back down to retest? Right now it's still holding. Kaji, can you take a buy or not? Or wait, you do what you want to do, okay? I'm not your financial advisor. I'm here just analyzing. You do what you want to do. Just use proper risk management. If you feel like it's buy time, go for a buy. If you feel like it's time to sell, go for a sell. If you feel like it's time to wait, wait. If you don't have conviction, ideally you don't want to take a trade. You want to take a trade when you're confident and it's coming to fitting in your plan. If you're just guessing to buy, try it and see what happens. Make sure you journal it and learn from it. I told you guys I'm not looking to buy the highest point, right? So I'm waiting for a pullback, but there has not been a pullback. I think you guys are watching it just with me, right? And you gotta know that if it goes, it can go without you. But if you just buy right now, that's when a seller could come in and put you in 30, 40, 50, 60 pips of drawdown. And then it comes to the patient traders waiting in those blocks. Okay? So you gotta learn how to make these rules for yourself. If you can't, then you still have a lot to learn in trading. I'm sorry. I know I sound like an asshole, but it's the truth. Try buying the highs and try selling the lows all day and tell me what your results are. In situations like this, I know it worked out by buying the highs. But it's not going to work like that every single day. You might develop a bad habit. I would rather wait, patient, and be disciplined. Miss out on a trade, you'll be more consistent over time. This is where the market will play games with you, with your mind. You don't think I'm upset that I could have bought this high, I could have bought that high, I could have bought this high? Absolutely. But it's not part of my plan. Let's see what's happening up here. That's another thing. I know everyone just wants to trade, but this is the first time it's broke the daily high. Why don't we just observe what's happening up here, right? Let's just see what's going on. There's nothing wrong with that. Whether you're in a trade or you're not in trade, this is the first time gold broke its daily high today. So there's significant trading going on up here. Okay, if you want to, cut that candle in half, you could cut right there. You could buy a pullback at 4,080 if you like. I kind of wanted it to come all the way down here. It's still not there. So even when it comes down, it's a shallow pullback. It's got a higher low and continue to break out. So there's that my hourly point of interest, 4,087. If I'm looking to sell, I might be looking to sell right up there if it gets in there. Because I know it's getting overextended. And then that's where that sell leg could be the leg coming down. And then it could be coming down where buyers are positioning themselves down in here, right? So I'm observing. And I'm not engaging in a trade right now. RSI, like if you look at this really silly indicator, it's getting a little overbought right now. It's 75, okay? And we have 8 a.m. opening up in 8 minutes. We don't even have one bearish candle like printed. It's just blue candle, blue candle. Here's a bearish shooting star with less than 3 minutes to go. We'll see where this thing will close. Now it's coming to retest 50% of that previous blue candle. Okay, so this is where we should see a wick if there's support on this previous bullish candle. If not, it might come down all the way down to its opening balance right here. Okay, so again, this could just be a selling candle coming down, and then it could rotate right back up. Okay, so fortunately, if there was buyers right there at the highest point of the day, they're in drawdown right now. Okay, nice pullback buy would be back down in here at 4,075, 76 or 77, right in here. Remember, this has not been tested. It hasn't came back down into here. Okay, in here or in here. So if you're looking for a buy, obviously this would be a nice location, buying at a discount. But we'll see how far down this candle will go down. Will it engulf this entire bar? Will the next one be another black candle? Will it barcode where it's blue, black, and next one is coming up back up blue? Will we start to consolidate around here now? See, like all of those buyers, if you want to buy the high, here's an example. If you were buying the highest points or you got ants in your pants, you're down 60 pips right now. Okay? So if you want to buy, you could buy now at a 60 pip discount. Now it's coming all the way right back down. Let's see what will happen. Now it's closing in 1 minute. Here's the actual retest of this location now. So it could come all the way down here, get a wick and go back up. Or it could close down in here, might have further room to push down, or it might turn back up. There. Now we got the official retest. Okay. So, and then to those buyers, if you didn't, do anything, conserve your profit, this is what can happen. Goes up and then elevator comes right back down. That's why I always tell you guys, if you're in a trade, take your stop loss, go to break even, scale out a little bit of profit, because this could come tumbling all the way right back down. See, if you wanted to buy, now you got a patient pullback right in there. Just got to wait for the market to do its thing. So far it's got a wick there. It's closing now in 20 seconds, and we're going into 7:55. So this is where you got to kind of tell yourself, I know it's coming for a proper retest, but we're going into 8 a.m. So we're going to get more hourly momentum coming into the market very, very soon. Here's the close. Cut line. I'm going to cut this bearish candle in half. There it is. So there's the open of this candle. So just open, flash blue, short wick. Sellers could technically take out that wick and drive a little lower down into here, or it could just hold right here and start to move back up blue. Okay. If you want to buy, you're getting a discounted area here. I'm going to hold off until 8 a.m. I know it's crazy. You guys are saying, man, but maybe 8 a.m. will show me something better. Maybe I just let this thing consolidate. Now at least I see a pattern I recognize. I can see it come up. I can see it go back down. Is this going to be the neckline where it starts to come up at 8 a.m. and go back up? Or is it just going to come up maybe there and then start to break back down even lower? Okay. So right now, this could be kind of where it consolidates. If you want to engage in a trade now, you're more than welcome to. But just to give you a heads up, in 4 more minutes, we're going into a new hour. So what you could do is also look at your hourly candles. How are they trading? Okay. So this hourly candle was the first impulsive hourly candle that broke above that purple line. Will this hourly volume in the next 3 minutes officially close above that purple line? Or is it going to get rejected back down? Then the next hour is a bearish candle coming down. So you can see how this purple line is very significant. Okay, for the hourly candle, not just the 5-minute candle. Like now you can see the 5-minute volume, how it's trading right at this purple line. Okay, and then you see the sellers now still are in control, pushing it down now. There's nothing wrong with waiting in trading. Okay, I'm telling you. You got to be very disciplined as a trader. Same with if you bought that leg up, did you do anything up there? If you sold this leg, you could be selling into where buyers are. If you were just on the sidelines and you were waiting for a pullback buy, now you're getting a 70, 80 pip discount from buying that candle. So you got to look at trading like that, okay? Not just always, do I buy, do I sell, do I buy, do I sell? Look at what's going on. Observe, observe. And when you do take the trade, make sure you just use proper risk management. Yes, you might get stopped out even when you do wait for a pullback. But that doesn't mean you just over leverage your account just because there's a pullback. You still got to use proper risk management when you are trading. And now we got 2 more minutes to go into the close. They're just waiting for signals. If you guys want signals, we can provide you guys signals. Okay, there's signals right here. Here's your signal on gold if you want. You could right there, 4,063. Continue to watch right there. You could, if you want signals, there's signals available Right now, we're just watching to see what's going on, going into 8 a.m. right now. Okay, here we go, moving into 8 a.m. in the next 1 minute, okay? So you're going to get a little bit of volatility at this time. It's 8 a.m. We're 20 minutes away from COMEX. See, it's kind of consolidating. So at least now we've found a neckline. It's still respecting the previous high, which was resistance, purple line. Now it's turned into support. Now we're coming right back up, but it's testing 50% of that bearish candle right there. Will it close above? Will it have one more leg to continue to break up? Or will we come back down one more time? Here's the close, okay? In 20 seconds, and we're moving into 8 a.m. Here's the close. Look at where it's closing. Right at 50% of that candle with no wick. So it could open ignited. Okay, there's the big push down. Okay, so you can see how they just pushed it down, low wicks. Watch, if it turns blue, we could buy to the upside. Okay. Black, look, it's small candle, black, coming back down into 50% of that bullish candle. Back up with a wick. Okay, now it could turn into a bullish pin bar. Still holding, black, okay. Still got that wick at 50% of that blue candle. Now it's coming all the way down. Is it barcoding black, blue, black? Did they fake out the buyers right at 8 a.m. to continue to push this thing down? Or will it come right back up, okay? So you see it's still kind of consolidating in this zone here. Black, blue, black. Okay, so look, it's got a wick now still. This is the opening 5 minutes of the new hourly candle. Good wick, okay, good return. Now let's watch if the bar will flip. I might look to buy this if it flips. Still, it's holding with that bearish volume coming down. See, it's going up, going down, going up, going down. Still lots of selling pressure, but it's still holding at this green zone. Now they're coming down deeper. Will it take out that low and create a new lower low? Okay, so it just technically created a new lower low. So now it's trading deeper into that green zone. Got 3 more minutes to go. Will this black candle close below this green zone? Will it continue to maintain it and hold it and collect those pending orders and come back up? Okay, so gotta, stay with the volume, watch it, still holding nicely. Half the candle is exhausted. It's coming right back up, okay? So I'm watching now when it flips blue. Should I enter on a buy? I know I can see it grabbed all the pending orders below with the wick, but it's still struggling at the highest point. Now the sellers again are coming right back down. So you see it's literally barcoding in here. But the buyers keep hitting those pending orders. Now we have 1:50 to go into the close. See, you can see the battle between the buyers and the sellers right now at 8 a.m. Big volume. Yeah, now you can see as we move into a new hour, bigger volume. That's why I said you got to adjust your risk management. We're moving into COMEX in the next 15 minutes. You can see now bigger bars, bigger volume, volatility. Okay, and then see how that candle never really flipped blue? See, I never bit on it because, you know, see those short wicks? I can see that they're holding it down still. Didn't really flip blue to go, okay, there was a good return. So I count every time how many times it's returned down there. 1 more minute to go. So I'm going to hold off on this 1 minute. I know it could explode right now with the last 1 minute. But sometimes when you go in right now, then they'll push it right back down. So as much as I want to buy this, I wanted to buy when there was 3 minutes left while it was building. So I feel like I'm behind on it, and I feel like they could do some type of manipulated close. So again, I'm just observing. I see that it held real good in that green zone, picked up the pending orders. I'm going to watch how this bar closes. It's a nice hammer. Can it continue to close above this point of interest of these bodies? Will it fill that wick? Will it create a new high? 20 seconds going to the close. Here we go. Okay, so they've rejected it back down, right back down to that red line. So let's see now. We're right back down to the opening balance of this candle, pin bar. Okay, here's the close. So it closes as a bear spin top. Here we're blue ignited. Okay, I'm going to buy this ignited candle. Okay, so I'm going to buy now to see if we can fill up to the previous wick and to break, maybe to get up to the red zone right up to there. So I'm going to buy. I liked how it came back down, closed, opened, ignited. That's why I got into the buy. So stop loss. I could just place it right below the green zone. I'm right below the previous wick. I could just be right below the green zone. If it comes back down into drawdown, I want to see if buyers will start to, start pending inside here. I could go with a deeper stop loss, but that's good enough. I'm giving it right there, enough room to breathe to try and pick up some new buyers coming in here right prior to going into COMEX to test that hourly resistance. If it gets stopped out, I want to get stopped out because I don't want it to start selling off down into here during COMEX if I'm still in this, okay? So I'm in a buy now to see if we can move up. Fill that wick would be about 35 pips to fill that wick. That's where maybe if it comes up there blue, I will start to reduce my risk, and then ultimate goal would be like 50 pips up there. But I got to watch this candle, how it's building now. I got to see another return wick. Okay, I got to see it start to build. Can it build a higher low? Will it have to come all the way back down, deep down into this green zone down in here? Will it build a little bit? I'm trying to trade with the trend with the higher highs, higher lows. But 8 p.m. brings in some added volatility into the markets. Or sorry, 8 a.m., not 8 p.m. My stop loss is just below this this green zone. If you don't like the trade, you don't like the trade. It's all good. And don't take the trade. Two more minutes to go. So if it comes down here, guys, I'm going to get stopped out. My stop is just right below the green zone. I want to see if the buyers are here, can hold this move up. But if the sellers come down here, possibly close it below here, I no longer want to be in this trade because I know that that zone will flip red and can continue to push down. So I'm giving it this much room to breathe to pick up these buyers. If they're not here, I get taken out. I'll verbally let you guys know as soon as I get stopped out. And 1 more minute to go into the close. So this green zone is still holding with pending buyers, but we still have that big black volume-based candle. So we'll see now the fight at the opening balance. Sellers are still there. It's tough to flip this candle. Okay, so we flip the candle back to the blue opening position. Can we hold the volume above that red line? Or will sellers close it below the red line? The next candle might be black coming right back down. Okay, so there we close right below it. Again, another candle open, bullish ignited. So it's got to continue to fill up these wicks. And then our next target would be on buy side is to close above 4,082, above these bodies. We don't have any closing volume above these bodies, okay? And we're 10 minutes away from COMEX. So we're still maintaining this green zone. Buyers are still here. However, there is a lot of selling pressure pushing down. Lower high, lower high, lower high, big push down, okay? So there's going to be a big fight here between buyers and sellers in the next 5-10 minutes, right prior to COMEX market opening up. If you don't like the trade, you know, if you're right by break even, close the trade and you don't need to go through this, okay? So it failed to make a new high, coming back down. Okay, so I'd like to see a wick inside this consolidated area. If not, it's attempting one more time this green zone. With added selling pressure, it could continue to break, create a new low. That's where my stop loss is. Then I won't be participating in this trade anymore. So it was a good push on that wick, but we didn't close strong. It's a bearish pin bar. I'll verbally let you guys know as soon as I get stopped out. But my stop is just below this wick down in here. A lot of selling pressure, but there's also buyers at around 4,077, 76, the retest area from the previous high, turning into support. They're just not getting a closing, good, strong closing balance above here. The market is still accumulating. Buyers are buying, sellers are selling. And in a few minutes, they're going to redistribute this volume. It's either going to be to the downside or hopefully to the upside. Whoever accumulates more on delta here. We're still in this neckline, right in here. Still, the volume is still concentrated in here. No real solid direction as of yet. Still strong daily bullish candle, but we're struggling, you know, with this wick right up here at the highest point. But COMEX is going to change the direction, either bullish or bearish, in the next 6 minutes if I'm still in this trade. So we've got good support here. A wick, a wick, a wick, a wick, a wick. But we've got lower highs, and lower highs. We need to close with a nice blue candle above this area to build, to continue to get up here. Sellers are lowering their offers and they got volume to coincide. So it's tough to break this. So sellers have also are very involved in this and can continue to push down here. And this candle is closing in 50 seconds. So it's playing ping pong in this area, right? But if you don't over risk, you don't over leverage, I'm sure that you can still watch what's going on without panicking here. But eventually, if you get stopped out, we get stopped out. Again, another bullish ignited candle opening up. A lot, if you notice, all of those candles that opened up were bullish ignited candles, but they failed. They all failed, okay? So this is the last one before COMEX market opens up in the next 5 minutes. So we'll see what happens with this. Emmanuel, am I planning on staying in this trade through COMEX? Yeah, if I'm still alive. Yeah, absolutely. Because then that's maybe where they could redistribute all of this strong volume. But Emmanuel, the lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. A lot of sellers are accumulating. So they will possibly redistribute to the downside prior to COMEX. But that's why I probably won't be in it prior to COMEX, because my stop is just right below that wick. So you'll see, guys, watch 820 open. You'll see the volatility. You'll see the redistribution of volume, either to the upside if you're in a buy or to the downside if you're in a sell. If you're not in a trade, then you're just watching again. Okay, again, that candle opened strong, bullish ignited, but lower high, lower high. So anytime you got strong, bullish ignited candles failing, it just shows you how strong the selling pressure is above. Okay, so it's one more attempt to come down in here and gather some buyers prior to COMEX. Otherwise, sellers are just going to come down here, take out that low, and that's where my stop loss is, just right below that low. Because I don't want to be part of that redistribution to the downside. That's as much risk I'm giving it to build in this green zone. If the buyers aren't there, they're not there. I don't want to stay in the trade any longer. That's it. The buyers are showing me that they're not strong. But they're still showing me that they're here, but there's no strength finishing off the candle. I'm still live in it, but I don't know how much longer I'm going to survive. 3 more minutes. Because now added volume is going to start to step into the markets. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wicks in this green zone, retesting the previous daily high as support, volume coming back up, but can we close strong with conviction and maybe redistribute during COMEX? Let's see what happens. 2.5 more minutes to go. It's still barcoding. We're in just a phase of buyers, sellers, buyers, sellers, buyers, sellers, buyers. Both sides are accumulating. Even if you're on the sell side, you know, if it comes through here, it could squeeze you. I'm on a buy side. If it goes through here, it squeezes me out. That's welcome to the world of trading. That's how it works. I'm just trying to go with the overall higher time frame, the daily bullish candle, the move to the high, and in the pullback, buying at the discounted area. It's still holding. I'm in the money, but not what I'm looking for. But gotta watch how it closes, because this is where you're gonna start to see some manipulated closing. You'll see a nice candle, and then boom, they reject it back down. They might gap a candle down, gap a candle up. I gotta watch. I'm in the trade. And there's the big wick rejecting it. So I got to watch where it closes. Like this red line is very significant here. That point of interest is really significant of those bodies. Okay, again, it came up. Look, lower highs, like equal highs up there. And again, they pushed it right back down. So like the buyers are not closing strong up there. They're not asking to trade up here. They're asking to trade over here, but I need them to ask to trade up here. so that we can build this as a supporting area and continue to target maybe up here. 1 more minute to go. Man, a lot of selling pressure up here. So sellers now are pushing it down. Still that blue volume. Will it engulf that previous candle? Will sellers come all the way down, flip all of that blue volume? Then it's got a high probability COMEX is going to open black and start coming down here. It's all going to depend on the close of this candle. Get ready, guys, in the last 30 seconds. This is where I always say the last 30 seconds defines the candle, defines the momentum, who goes into the close. It defines, it could be the momentum going into the next bar. Now you got buyers bringing it right back up. And here's the close in 15 seconds. It's a very hard fight. Yeah, for buyers and sellers. You know, for sellers, it's got to be frustrating too, not breaking below here. And for buyers, it's frustrating not breaking above here as well. But the market is trading both ways. So you can't fault sellers, you can't fault buyers right now. Okay, there's the close. Another ignited bar. We've got these short wicks. So right there, I know that there's monkey business, how it didn't break. Now it's starting to fill. Remember, if it fills that wick, it's up 35 pips. That's when you can traditionally start to reduce your risk. However, if we're still holding, we're looking for the target to maybe, with COMEX, to get up to that hourly resistance up there. But knowing 35 pips could be where we reduce risk. Okay, so we did get a bullish candle close above. We did get a short retest, short wicks. It is filling, but it's getting rejected back down. So it might come back down into here, okay? Unless the buyers at COMEX can continue to ask and trade up here. So we lost our opening balance. So now it could come back down. Where could it come down to? 50% of the bullish bar, okay? That's why I have this red line cutting it in half. Okay, so it retested, holding, shallow pullback, short wicks, breaking. So my target would be that red line just to get up to that previous wick, right? Then it's either going to be an equal high up there or it could break for a higher high. But it's not even got up there, so it's a lower high still. But if it can get up there, at least I know it's about 35 pips. And then if I want, I can reduce my risk. But if we get a breakout, then it's moving 50, 60, possibly 75, right up to that upper red zone and then that hourly resistance. Okay, so this candle is still young. It's only 90 seconds open. There's still 3.5 minutes to go. But the buyers are here. They're asking now to trade up here. See, this location did not break. My stop loss was just below that wick. So I survived by just a hair. I'm now in the money. It was in some drawdown. Okay, there's a good push. Okay, so you can see it punched for 40 pips now. So if I want now, I'm going to start to reduce my risk right below that red line. Okay, I'm not at a break even. I'm just below that red line. I'm below 50% of the previous candle. I still have about 7 pips of risk. No problem. But you see how I reduced now? I'm in the money. Okay, so it's up 45 pips. 50. If it closes above this red line, this could be our support going forward to take us up to our hourly resistance up there, okay? Notice again, I didn't do anything at 50 pips. Maybe this is going to come back and take me out, okay? So we broke for a new high. We got to break for new highs in order to continue to drive. We've got 2 more minutes to go on the candle. My stop loss is right below 50% here. I still am exposed with 7.5 pips. But not as much as I originally had. So that's that's reducing my risk in the trade. I didn't take out 80% like I normally do up there. I don't know why I didn't. But I gotta watch now where the bar closes. You secured 32. James, you got 30 pips. Yeah, good for you guys. I didn't, and watch now. The market's gonna punish me now. Mohammed, you got 50 pips. Good for you, boss. Okay, guys, just to let you guys know, my stop loss is just below here. I'll let you guys know when I get stopped out. So I got to see, will it continue to build prior to hitting my stop? So I've reduced my risk. Remember, my stop loss was below that wick. Now it's just below here. I could still take a loss, but it's not as big of as a loss as it having an open stop loss all the way down there. My fault was I didn't take out anything when it broke that line. That was my mistake on this trade. Should have cleared 80% out. Got 30 seconds to go. Again, you got to watch who has momentum going into the close. Okay, I got stopped out right there. Okay, so I'm out of this trade, but I could go back in on the next candle, right? I only lost 7.5 pips. No problem. I can make that up. But you guys see my problem? I didn't take out 80% when we broke that high. And now it's a shooting star candle coming right back down. So now, again, we're still like kind of barcoding in here where it's blue, black, inside here, same shit. I can increase this right there. This is the consolidated zone. Will it still hold this if it comes down, or will it start now pushing down with more momentum? Is this the double top now where it came up, down? It's where they pinned it right there. And then now it could be coming down like this and sell, right? So, guys, learn from my mistake. My mistake was when it broke above 50 pips, I didn't take any profit out. I should have taken my 80-20 rule. 80% out, I could have left 20% with that break even, and at least I would have cleared out some money. Especially when markets are trading like this, real tough like this. This is tough, okay? But now it's coming back down. So we got to watch again. You guys remember when I was in the buy, how many times it came down here, went back up, came down, back up, came down, back up, came down, had that big breakout. Now it could come down here again and go right back up. However, if the sellers close it below here, that could start that next selling leg coming right back down. So right now it's still trading inside here. Do you guys have any questions about that? Do you guys understand what I was doing in there? Did you guys know why I put my stop loss below the green zone? The only thing I failed on that trade is taking out money. That was my mistake. Explain why I buy at the zone. Because we watched it break that purple line, new high, come all the way up. We were saying we were waiting for a pullback, and it pulled back into that zone. So that's, we saw it respected the zone. That's why we got into a buy. It didn't, it did that nice break right there, but it failed to close strong. Now it's coming right back up again. Okay, so I'm going to watch, again, next 2.5 minutes where this candle is going to close. And then we're moving into 8:30, okay? So COMEX is open, 8:30, a new 30-minute candle. This is a spin top 30-minute candle we have. Could continue to drive up to that hourly area up there. Still building with some nice bullish volume. I'm watching it on the 5 minutes, okay? Maybe some of you guys didn't, get stopped out where I reduced my risk. Maybe some of you guys are still in it. I hope that it can close above. Remember these bodies. That's why I always said these bodies are very important here. We haven't had any blue volume close above those 5-minute bodies. There's been that breakout, created the higher high, but now we got to follow through with volume closing above those bodies. And this is not the greatest volume to be trading regardless. Like you see, we're not moving anywhere right now. Just going up, coming back down. Going down, back up, going up, coming back down. So this is not the greatest volume anyways to be trading. If you're on the sidelines, I wait on the sidelines for another setup. We're going to stick with gold till 8:45, another 15 more minutes, and then we're going to do a full top down on US30 and NASDAQ and get ourselves ready for Wall Street as well, okay? Guys, almost 500 viewers on YouTube. Leave a like if you're learning something with us. Subscribe to the channel, and so you don't miss out on tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to do some post-New York sessions. Dave will be doing New York. Go to our website if you want to see when we're live doing our live sessions. So this is this week's schedule. Dave will be doing private Zoom sessions 8 to 10, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then I'll come in and we'll do post Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday we'll do some education. It's going to be U.S. bank holidays and Thanksgiving. And Friday another post session, okay? So now we started 8:30. This is a new 30-minute candle that opened bullish ignited. It could be another impulse, right? It could just reject and it could come right back down. Or we just wait and see. Will we get a blue candle close with volume above there? If you want to continue to buy, you could. Or you could continue to wait for a pullback back down into here or here, okay? I wish I was still in this trade with you guys, if you guys are still in it. Feather, you're still surviving in it? Nice. So if you're still in a buy, a target is right here, guys. That would have been my target to close the entire trade up there. That 4,087.88 area, that white line in that red zone up there. If I was still in this, that was my target that I was looking for, to come into here into that hourly resistance. Man, it sucks watching this. So to all the sellers out there, you know, where you are selling, but you got to understand you were selling into this green zone and it held, okay? So you got to learn from it as well. Just like if I got stopped out, I would have had to learn why I got stopped out down there, okay? So I'm not doing this to be like, to say you did something wrong. You had the right intentions to sell, but you got to understand the sellers did not close below there. So that's where all the pending buyers were waiting. You can see there was a wick, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wicks in there, okay? So that's showing that buyers were doing some aggressive buying inside that zone, okay? That's why it did not break down at that time. Okay, so if you took a sell and you were wondering why maybe you got stopped out up there or maybe you're still holding in drawdown, you got to understand that the buyers were interested in that area. Okay, because I would have been doing the same analysis if I got stopped out as well. Okay, so you got to review whether you're on the winning side of a trade or you're on the losing side of the trade. You still got to learn from it. Okay, that's how you'll get better at trading. Then maybe next time when you see this, you'll be on the buying side. You won't be on the selling side. Does that make sense? Or because I saw a lot of you guys were selling. Rafi, welcome. Nice to see you back again, brother. Okay, so you've created new higher high, higher high, higher high. We've got higher lows. Buyers are technically in control, but let's see, we haven't had a blue bar close above this previous blue bar, okay? So that could turn now this resistance into support going forward to give us that momentum to get up to that hourly resistance. And the bullish candle is still developing. That's why also I was leaning towards buy side. We had a strong daily bullish candle, and then we were retesting the previous high. Sells would have been valid if we closed below this green zone. Then, like that black candle that came down, if it closed below there, that's where I would have got stopped out. And maybe it would have closed below there. I would have flipped that green zone to red, and maybe then, you know, it would have pushed down, came back, and done this. And then sell side would have been valid, right? But it didn't break that zone there. That's why I told you guys I had my stop loss just below the zone. Wasn't a big stop loss. You know, there's other traders that when they buy inside here, their stop losses are all the way down here. I'm just below the one zone. It's rather tight considering trading right into COMEX. Okay, so that was the first body that closed. You can see if you cut it, look at the cut line. The cut line is exactly body, body, and it's 50% right now. So if it pulls back into here, you're going to look for supporting wick right at 50%. If the sellers bring it back inside here, then you're trading back in this consolidated zone again. So what I would be looking forward, if I was still trading gold, is can the buyers attempt to get it up to that hourly resistance right up there? Or are sellers going to bring it back down and do something like this? Right now it's still building to go to the upside. Hasn't retested this candle as of yet. Monday's gold markets are really deceiving. They can be, but it's good to, analyze, know that they can be deceiving on Mondays, and then just use proper risk management on Mondays. If you know this going into and you see a pattern of how gold trades on Mondays, then utilize that. Maybe that's not a day that you over leverage, okay? You got to know which days are better trading days than other. That's how you learn. That's how you learn. I know that Mondays and Fridays are sometimes the choppiest days. Why? Because they're opening a week and closing a week. I know that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are sometimes the best volume to trade because that's when the markets really expand. Not always, but it's good to know that. Okay, so is there anyone still in the buy? If you are, I would really acknowledge this area up here. Because that 4,000, I didn't just, pull this area out. Remember when we did our top down? That's an important hourly area. You can see the 5-minute candles came in there, got rejected back down. That's where they broke out, came back down, kind of retested, right in this area. You can see a lot of transactions, a lot of trading inside that area. So right now it's coming right back in there. If I was still in this trade, I probably would be closing my entire trade. 100% I would be closing 80% out of it in there if I was still in, or the entire trade. Because now you're coming to an hourly resistance. It's not just like no man's land right here. Val, you're holding a runner? Good. Let's see if it can continue to run right in there. And also, guys, notice that it has not pulled back into this red line yet. So that was resistance, resistance, body closed above, right at 50%, point of interest, point of control. If it comes back in there, it could find buyers right there again at 4,081.82 and then take it up to here and maybe break out even further. Okay, but you notice it hasn't came down there. Why? Because buyers are asking to trade up here. We have those equal highs now, those tweezer top highs on these two previous candles, exactly at 4,085 and 75 cents. So that's where we got those tweezer top highs, and they're holding the market down. Emmanuel, when am I looking to possibly another trade? Not on gold, because I'm going to start to do a top-down analysis on NASDAQ and US30. So I don't want to get caught in another trade, and then we don't do any analysis on the indices. So I'm done with gold for now. Again, it's not the greatest volume. See how it's coming right back in? So it might come right back in this neutral zone again. Okay, and then you got those equal highs where they kind of just shut down the market right above that hourly resistance. Okay, so that's where now sellers are stepping in. They didn't allow it to go any higher than that, and now they're pushing it right back down. So now we'll see, will it pick up some buyers and come right back up, or is this going to be a significant candle that pushes the market back down? So if you're looking for sells on gold, I would look below this purple line, like below this green box. If you're looking to buy, I would be looking to see if buyers can bring it right back in here and then buy off this red line. Right now in this zone, I wouldn't even be entertaining a trade inside this zone here. Because again, you're in that accumulating phase where it's bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. There was the breakout coming back in. Could continue to go back up, okay? So I'm going to start off with US30, guys. If you need to take a quick break, I suggest now is the time. Go for a quick little break. We're going to, in the next 5 minutes, we're going to start a top down on US30 and NASDAQ and build our way into Wall Street for 9:30. Okay. News wise, just a recap of news. We don't have much news today. Tomorrow's the big news day. Tomorrow's going to be fireworks in the market. Tomorrow you've got your 4 US red folders, all at 8:30 a.m. Okay. Big folders. Core PPI, retail sales, PPI, retail sales. All of these folders were kind of delayed during the government shutdown. So we're really the market is really anxious to see what these numbers are going to be released, okay? And don't forget, guys, Thursday is Thanksgiving in the US bank holiday. We'll come in and we'll do some education, answer questions, Q&A, maybe a slow moving market, but we'll still be in here with you guys, okay? And also, guys, if you're on TradingView, I'm not here affiliated with them, but we do use their charts. They have 80% off Black Friday promos. So if you want to upgrade, if you're on the free package or you want to go to like a pro, the next tier up, you get 80% off, which is a fantastic deal. And then it allows you to use more indicators. Also, if you want to set alerts, like here at the opening balance, I can right click it, add an alert. I've created it. It allows you to use the alert function. So if it comes down there towards you, you can get alerted. And it's well worth it, guys. It's an investment. It's good. 80% off on TradingView is excellent. This is the time I would take advantage of it. And also here at SST, guys, we have 50% off all plans if you guys want to join us as well. Myself, Dave, and all the snipers, okay? So are you guys okay to watch gold on your own? And I'm going to do US30 and NASDAQ. Sinan, do I think it's worth to buy? I just went over why it's worth buying it. You guys, please pay attention to what I'm saying. I just went over 5 minutes why it's important to, if you want to have more indicators, more alerts, 80% off, you're investing in yourself in a good platform. It's up to you, okay? If you don't think it's good, then don't buy it. I'm not here. I don't work for TradingView. I don't really care. I'm saying for you, if you like to utilize alerts and things like that, it's up to you, okay? I don't work for them, so I don't really care. But for you guys, I care. I think it's a good, solid investment, especially at 80% off. Okay? I know you didn't hear. A lot of guys don't hear anything I say on these calls because no one is paying attention, because everyone is just looking for buys and sell signals. But if you actually pay attention, you might learn something on these calls. I've been saying that for over 6 years now. I lose my voice, literally. Last week I lost my voice because I'm going over the same shit over and over and over. You gotta listen. Right now, guys, if you want to pay attention to learn how to do a top-down analysis, we're moving on to US30. I know someone's going to say, Ron, are we buying gold or are we selling gold? I don't know. I'm not on a gold chart anymore. See, first thing is gold. Oh, God, it's so frustrating doing this. But to those of you that want to learn, I'm learning how to get better on YouTube as well. If people want gold, go to another channel. Right now, we're learning how to do top down on US30 and NASDAQ. If it's not for you, unsubscribe from the channel and go somewhere else. Take it and go, okay? If you want to stay with the bad guy, you stay with the bad guy. If you don't, there's a lot. Go on YouTube right now. There's a lot of live traders. No harm here, okay? Now, it's been a while since I've done a top down on US30 and NASDAQ with you guys, because we've been doing gold a lot in Tokyo sessions. So I think it's been over 2 or 3 weeks even since we've done a solid top down. And let's do that right now, okay? So this is how US30 is running on the daily. So just to recap, you guys remember when we hit the all-time high back over here? This was December of 2024. Almost one entire year where we are right now. So there was the previous all-time high, and you stretch it into the future, you can see the following January, February, we came back in here, double top and drop. You guys know in April, lots of political stuff happened in the US. Donald Trump, new president, announced tariffs, things like that. Tariffs kind of pushed the markets down. Then he kind of took them off the table and the markets recovered. We had all summer regarding interest rates. Then Powell finally started to decrease interest rates. So market kept, pumping up. So you can see this zone, red, stretched into the future. There's the first daily bar, August 22. This was a significant bar. This was the 3-day Jackson Hole Symposium in Wyoming in the United States where Powell had a conference. And this is the first day he hinted that rates were going to start to come down. And that was the first daily bar that closed above that red zone in you can see when we started to plot it back in December 2024. So that is a current supporting area. If you waited over 1 week for a pullback, you got a nice discounted buy with minimal to zero drawdown, and you made some profit. If you're continuing to wait for this zone, we're not too far away from it. Now the market is coming down. Have we came back into here? We have not. This is why if you got TradingView, you upgrade 80% off, you can do this. Place a point of interest right at 50%. I use a yellow line, right click it, and I've got an alert set up in there. If the market ever comes down there, I don't just buy blindly, but I watch to see. Maybe we'll come in here and bounce up. Maybe it might be a double bottom. I can buy the second leg and get that bigger move. Maybe it closes below there. I make it red. I might be selling Dow right there, okay? But regardless, I'm getting an alert. I'm getting a notification when it comes in there. If you don't have that upgraded package on TradingView, then unfortunately you don't have the ability to do that. That's why I said it's a great investment. Okay. Now, since then, we've been making higher high, came down, higher low, new all-time high, pulled back, new all-time high, pulled now. Now let's move from the top down like we did with gold. There's the all-time high. Orange line for Donald Trump's face, right up there. 48,450. Equal highs 2 times. When did it come up here? November 12 and November 13. Can we make a supply box up there? Yes, we can. How would I do it? You could bring it exactly right down to those bodies, right there. Notice how I just went from the wicks to the all-time highs to those 2 bodies. There's an all-time high zone. If you want to manipulate it yourself and bring it down to there, you're welcome to do that, okay? You can bring it down to that body, okay, if you like. What I would do is I keep it right there, and that body is for analyzing. That was a big bearish candle. So again, same thing we were doing with gold. There's the opening balance. There's the closing balance. I could know exactly where 50% of that candle is. There's my yellow line. If I look for a point of control off of that candle, I can draw it right there. Have we came back into that point of control? No. The market is continuing to push down. Lower lows, lower highs. Lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay? Can we continue to follow down? You see right here, this pivot right in this area? If we place a line right here, this is a significant location. You can see when it came up right there, got rejected back down. There impulsively broke above the yellow line, back down. There was the first body that closed above, And then you can see how it turned into support on this day. Came down, wick back up. Came down, wick back up. It right there, impulse close right there. Big impulse break down. And then look at where the volume closed. Right at the yellow line, still holding. So that yellow line, look at it, is exactly 47,000. You can see that it is still acting resistance. So we came up there last Thursday, and you see where it got rejected. So what I would do is just, now this is where I do my magic. I want to look at 50%. So I know that this yellow line, 50% is right there, okay? How do I know that? Cutting it in half. There's my open close of that candle. There's, see the cut line, half, 0.5, zone, okay? Now we got a zone. There's a red zone. Backwards, it was a green zone. I could go backwards again, show you how it was a red zone there and do it. Now we stretch into the future. Okay, so you can still see, have we came back up there? You can see right here, Thursday was a big bullish day, boom, right in there. 46,900 on the dot. And it got rejected and closed right near the low. Look at Friday. It opened and it didn't really break down, okay? So it came up, back up, and bullish engulfed, okay? So let's work with what we got so far. What was the lowest point we came into? Right there, okay? Is it holding support below here? I can see that big ignited body and a wick and a wick. So when I'm looking to determine a green zone, it's right there. For you guys that are paying attention to this, I congratulate you guys. For you guys that are still in the chat just saying gold, 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 I feel bad for you guys because you guys are missing out on a good learning opportunity, okay? Now you see how I've acknowledged this. If it ever comes back down there, I know that that's the second bottom. How do I know this? I can recognize patterns. There's one bottom, it's going back up. I know that we're trading right into 50% of that pocket of that body right there. It could technically come right back down. That's why I want to have an alert there already. If it comes down in there, that could be another significant buying area. There was a big return right there. There was a big return right there. Why would there not be another return there? That could be the big leg that takes us back up. But we're not there yet, okay? That's why it's great to observe and place an alert for when it comes down there. Now, can we do something with the bullish candle right here from Friday? Open, close, cut it in half. I can. Open, close, 50%, yellow line. I can get the point of control. Are we still holding? To me, it looks like we're still holding. Look at today's low. Did we transact in there? No, because I'll have a purple line there. Okay, what is another important area? I can see we broke through there, back down, came in there, back down, came in there. This big bearish candle, I know we're trading in the point of control of that candle. And it's having a hard time breaking through there. Look at where we are. 50% is right there. We're trading right in it as I'm speaking. Right there, it's still red. We have not closed above it yet. Okay, now you can see where we're trading on the daily. If we close above here today, this could be green. We could continue to drive back up. It's now transacting where all of these sellers were. So that first time it came in there, back down. That big day Thursday came into the upper one, and then they rejected it right back down. Again, right here Friday, we broke right through there impulsively, lower high, closed inside of it. Now let's follow today's daily candle. Where did we open? Opening balance is right here. It opened and it was bearish. Came all the way down. We created the lowest point of the day so far. Right there, purple line. Did it come into here? No. It's got a higher low. So the buyers are bringing it right back up to the opening balance. Flipped the candle bullish. Came right through this red zone and impulsively broke for a new high. Right there. That's today's daily high. Look at the number. 46,500 on the dot. Look at the lowest point. 46,175. Auction theory. Those numbers. 100, 125, 150, 175, 200, 225, 250, 275, 300. Okay? You got to understand auction theory as well. So when it came up to the highest point of the day, did it get higher than Friday? No. Did it get higher than here? No. Okay? So if it continues to come up, maybe we could target Friday's high right there, have a yellow point of interest. Maybe those bodies might be a better area to acknowledge. Look at the number, 46,650, body to body. I just have a wick and a wick there, okay? Now, it got rejected, sellers, and look at where we're trading. We're trading a spin top bullish daily candle right above the opening balance, still in this red zone of accumulation, okay? When you look at pattern recognition, what do we have? Okay, we've got this big, okay, look at it now. We came up, oops. We came up right here, held support, the new all-time high, coming back down. Look at how it closed below there. There was the official retest, and they pushed it back down, but now we're coming right back up, okay? So can it continue to drive up here, or are they going to reject this thing back down? Okay, so from the daily, I move on to the 4 hour. Not getting much information on the daily. Let's go to the 4 hour. Here's the 4 hour bars now. So they are dropping. They're dropping. There was the all-time high. I can tell now exactly what time, what day it was on the 4 hour. It looks like a double top. It came in, back down. There's the neckline, back up, second top. There's the drop, and all of that. Coming down. Look at this shitty barcoding on the 4 hour. Just like how gold was on the 5 minutes, where buyers were holding, you know, and then it continued to push up. Came right in there, right there, right in there. Thursday, 10 a.m. last week. There was some news on Thursday. Dropped the market down. See, it couldn't break above there. It was coming in red, come in red, come in red. Then we had this big bullish Friday 10 a.m. candle. Now look at the 4 hour candles. They're barcoding again. They're accumulating. So you've got this candle, Friday. You have here Sunday market open, came up, lower highs. There's 10 to 2 a.m. Here's Europe, opened, was initially bullish, lower highs, come back down, produce the lowest point of the day, close. New 4 hour candle is going to close in 1 hour right now, 6 to 10 a.m. Opened. Did it come and take out the lowest point of the day? No. It came right back up to basically Europe's high, hasn't hit the highest point of the day, and we got bullish volume. So if we get in the next hour this bullish engulfing candle closing above this red zone, if you're a 4 hour trader, you could technically flip this red zone blue on the 4 hour, maybe buy pullbacks, and maybe we have a decent bullish day breaking through here during Wall Street, okay? But we still are trading in a red zone right now. We don't have any closed volume above here. So now what I do is go to the 1 hour. Now I can see clearly which hour had the volume. Friday, 11 a.m., big push. There was noon. 1 p.m., was a shitty 1 p.m. 2 p.m., there's 3 p.m. power hour. Here's the close of the market, Friday. Then we opened right here, Sunday, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, sideways. Where did we get the big bearish candle? 4 a.m., right after London market opened, pushed down. Now we're coming, and that created the lowest point of the day. We're coming right back up, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. we just broke out of here, and now it's coming right back down. So you're trading inside here. Still no volume, blue volume closing above 46,425. That red box. We're trading right at 50% right now, 46,350, the yellow line. And then if we close below 46,280, 275, could take us down to the lowest point of the day. So even looking at the hourly, there's not much going on. If I'm just looking at a pattern, I can see a big rally to the downside, bottom, come back up, pull back, right into there perfectly, lower high. They dropped it down, right down there, not really breaking down, coming back up, again, inside here. So it could be another lower high, and they're ready to push the market down. However, it could build, and then we get another solid break today, okay? So right now, it's pushing down hourly bearish. Let's see on the 5 minutes. This is what we got on the 5 minutes. Okay, so there was a big sell on the 5 minutes. I can see 4 a.m., 4:05, 4:10, 4:15, 4:20. When did it end? 4:30, right there. Hourly, like a clockwork. Switched up at 4:30, came right back up, pushed back down. Higher low. Are the 5 minute candles building at the lowest point of the day? Yes, they are. Did they come and close, create a new high? Yes, they did. Did they pull back and hold here? Yes, they did. Did they break and close above there? Yes, they did. You see where they're kind of stalling? Right there. Resistance, resistance, that double top that dropped. We came right in there, and now they're pushing right back down. Okay, so we're still kind of trading inside this red zone on the higher time frame. There was just initial lower time frame volume that closed above, but when it came to the retest, didn't really break back up to the highest point of the day. So I can see at the highest point of the day, they got lower highs. At the lowest point of the day, we got higher lows. So we're inside consolidation still in here, okay? Now to complement my chart, I add my daily bar indicator. I know my opening price is right here. Okay, I'll just move this line down to my opening price. I know when we opened, we were initially bearish. Okay, and then it came back up to the opening balance. We flipped bullish where it created the high, and then we've been getting rejected since then. Okay, so this is how US30 looks right now. You can add your EMA 9. We're below it, the green line. EMA 200 is right here at the opening balance. Okay, so that's US30. I'm going to keep US30 right here to the left of the chart. We'll continue to watch this, monitor it. It's 9 a.m., 30 more minutes, we're going into Wall Street. I'll do NASDAQ in a moment. I know some of you guys got ants in your pants and you want gold. Look, it came down, broke that low, closed in there. Came back up bullish, right back up inside here, pushed back down. They just redistributed down to that red line. Did I not have a red line there? That was previous resistance, right? Holding back up. So you're still just trading inside this zone. To me, it's still not good trading volume. It's still buyers are buying, sellers are selling. Buyers are buying, sellers are selling. If you want to trade in here, you got to handle those ups and downs. If it closes back above here, we could be coming back up here, okay? So I'm just going to finish off NASDAQ, okay? NASDAQ, I'm going to go a little bit faster, okay? So NASDAQ is more related to tech and AI. NVIDIA had their earnings last week, okay? Good earnings, but the market sold off, okay? So very similar with NASDAQ. Had that double top, you know, all-time highs right there in the previous year. It came back up. It closed above there. As NASDAQ came back down to this location, no. If you're looking to buy, if it comes down to 22,000, that could be a good opportunity. Do we have an all-time high established? Yes. When did we hit it? Right there. On this day, October 30th, the day before spooky Halloween. Can we bring an all-time high supply zone from the orange line to the bodies of those candles? Right there. That's how I do it for NASDAQ. Stretch it into the future. Have we came back into 26,300, 285? No. It's got a lower high, lower high, lower high, and we're below 50% of that candle still, okay? But it's building. Last 2 days it's building, okay? So just continue to walk down with this. You got to look at pivot points in the market. Right here was a pivot where it came up and it just stopped right there and back down. See where it kind of just stopped again at that line. It's a yellow daily point of interest, a pivot. Now we got volume closing below. See how it uses the yellow line as resistance? Back down. Yellow line, resistance, back down. Yellow line, resistance, back down. You do have now a zone from the yellow line to those bodies right there. For those of you that are paying attention, thank you. For those of you guys that aren't, I wish you were, because you'd be learning something right now. So you know what I do? If I'm trading from here to there, there's your your daily pivot. Place a yellow line right there. Like it's not rocket science. If it fills back from here to there, it could just fill right up to that yellow line. And look at what happened in the past. It could just come right there again, a wick, and push right back down. If it closes above, notice wick, 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 wick. There's no blue volume. If we do get a blue volume, yes, then pull back, use the yellow line to buy off of. And then you can buy back to the all-time high, okay? But you can see what the sellers are doing. From the all-time high, they're lowering offers. Is it below 50% of that bar? Yes. You could cut it in half right there and you see where those wicks are. I just brought it down to those bodies. Is it below 50% of this big bearish candle? Yes, it is. Are we below this bearish candle? 50%? We're trading right at it right now, okay? So now, was there another pivot in the market? Yes, there was, right here. Right there. It came down, yellow line, back up. Big black candle. Look at where it closed. Right at the yellow line. It's not just by chance why it does this. This is why it's so easy to do a top-down analysis. Because you can literally see the pivots. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to do this shit, okay? There's where it closed. Look at the wick. 2 wicks at the yellow line. Okay. Now it's acting as support today. Do we have now at least some type of green zone below us? Yes. See the yellow line? Body, body, wick, body. I can now place, look at guys how I do this. Yellow line to those bodies, red, there it closed above, green zone, stretched into the future. There's the wick that came in on Friday and back up. Stretch that into the future. If you ever want to look to buy a second bottom, there it is. It came down, going back up. We're struggling at 50% of this big bearish candle. So if it comes back down, there's your double bottom. Second leg could have the bigger volume to get back, break that resistance, and get back up here. When it comes up here, could get rejected back down. However, you just play the game just to see where does the volume close. Pick your time frame that you trade on. I'm not a daily trader. I don't sit and watch daily candles for 8 hours a day close, right? But I start to pick points of interest and I work my way down. 4 hour, hourly, 15 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute. Now, that was a big bearish day on Thursday. Can we do the open close? Sure we can. If you don't know how to do this, I don't know how you don't know how to do this. I do basically on every single call on 3 charts on every single time frame. Cut it in half right there. Is there a point of control? 382, 618. There it is. Can I make it red? Yes. Okay, still to reflect that bearish bar. Define it, stretch it into the future. Now, I can see on Friday, we opened bearish, came down here, came back opening price, big bullish day, came right in there, red zone, back down, close right there. Look at today. What type of daily candle do we have? A bullish ignited daily candle. Didn't even come back down to retest this yellow line. Didn't even retest. I would cut that from yellow to yellow tape, cut it in half. We're still holding that. We haven't even came down here. So it's a bullish ignited open. Big wick to fill. That's not a small wick from Friday. So it's filling. But look, it didn't take out the highest point yet. So our opening balance is technically our lowest point of the day. But it's a strong bullish open. 24,293. Bullish, driving up Friday's wick. And that's our highest point right now, inside the red zone. Sellers are still there. Lower high, pushing it down. So, we still have a strong bullish candle, still strong 2 days. But look, it just could be a pullback where it dropped. We're pulling back into here. And then they could continue pushing this thing down. However, if we do push above here, we could start to fill up to the bottom of that red box, 24,900. If you're a scalper like me, red to red, this little zone inside here, cut it in half, just like that. And that's what I'm trading up to. Because I know if it can break out there, it might be a lower high, could get a wick, and the sellers are pushing it down, protecting this area. If the buyers can prove to me they close above there, I'll continue trading with that momentum. But I got to acknowledge that that's where it could be a lower high if it breaks today. Okay? So you guys see how it looks on the daily. Now I'm going to go to the 4 hour. Wow, big sell 4 hour candle, Thursday 10 a.m. Something happened Thursday in the markets. Wasn't it NFP on Thursday? Right? There's the big drop. Come down. Wick. If you're a 4 hour trader, just like I'm a 5 minute trader, remember I had 5, 6, 7 wicks on that 5 minute trade in a green zone? Same shit if you're a daily trader. You can see the daily buyers are holding this zone and they're pending and they're buying. But when they're bringing it up, they're trading into a massive selling candle. So that's as high as they're getting so far. Look at now the 4 hour volume. It's just barcoding. Bullish, bearish. Bullish Sunday night open, coming back down. There's Europe, bearish. Here's now 6 to 10 a.m. coming back up bullish, testing the highest point of the day with 50 minutes to go. Okay, so if we get a 4 hour bar close above here, you could see how much more momentum another 4 hour candle could get up to that yellow line, 24,710, bottom of the red zone, 24,900, and then ultimately right up to that yellow line right up there, 25,210. But you got to know you're trading into a massive selling candle. So it could come right up there and do this. Could come in and then boom, they shoot it right back down. So that's why I placed that yellow line there to let me know that that could possibly happen. So far it's building its way back up. But 4 hour is in a downtrend, massive downtrend. So if you're buying, you got to know you're counter trading. Here's the trend coming down, one leg down, came back up. A, B, lower high. You know, there's your C move down. There's your D. There's that big sell. And then there. Now it's finally starting to move back up. But it's got to continue to build here. Okay, because sellers could just continue to drop this down. But right now it's still a big 4 hour strong candle on the hourly. Where did it get all of this volume? There's the big sell off. Thursday, 10, 11. Big drop, coming back up slowly. Solid bullish candle Friday 11 a.m. Pull back where? Into 50%. If you're an hourly trader, get your Fibonacci from open close. I guarantee you would have identified the point of control of that candle and it came right into you. No questions. Okay. Why are you not doing that if you're an hourly trader? Okay. If you're not doing it, then you're not listening to what we're doing on these calls because you're just focused on why are we not buying and selling gold. I'm telling you, I'm setting you up with a blueprint for your future to how to be patient and disciplined and wait to trade for the rest of your life and allow the volume to come to you naturally and make informed decisions with proper risk management. If you don't know how to do that, then I wish you honestly the best of luck in trading because I'm trying to give you the easiest way how to do this, right? But you just got to identify what time frame you trade on. Okay, if you're an hourly trader, is that not a big bullish engulfing candle above all of this garbage? Could you have grabbed your fib tool from the opening balance of that and gone to the close? Did you see right there's 50%? If you grabbed your point of control of that bullish candle, there's where you could have patiently waited for that pullback buy. Yes, you might have to wait it took 2 hours to come back in there. I would wait 2 hours to make money at zero drawdown. All day I will wait. What's the point of trading and rushing trades to lose when you can patiently wait to make money? That's what retail traders don't understand, is to wait to make money. Everyone wants to just buy the highest point of the day. What about waiting for a patient pullback to come down into here where the bigger buyers are, where the institutions are buying, right? You're buying here with FOMO retail traders who 95% of the time lose. You choose what scenario you want to be as a trader. I've chosen. I used to be this retail trader, always buying the highs and selling the lows, following the retail herd and blowing up accounts and losing all my money. Then I figured out, that's not the way how to trade. I want to trade with 5% of the traders who are winning, and these are the guys that are waiting patiently down here for the market to come to them naturally. And then they're buying with the bigger pending orders. They're getting in reduced drawdown. They're going into profits, and they know how to manage the trade with risk. That's the people I want to trade with. It took me years to learn that. And I know some of you guys are having difficulties too, and it's going to take you guys years to learn. But we're here with you guys every single day trying to drill this shit in your head so you guys understand what to look for, okay? Trading is very difficult as it is, but you can make it easier on yourself if you know what you're looking for, okay? So now I see the hourly bars are struggling at the daily high. They got rejected right there, Friday. They got rejected right there. They came up again today. When? London, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., big drop. We're coming up slowly now, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., again, came down, they rejected it. Now 9 a.m., we're building our way right back up there. So I don't want to sit on the hourly right now. I'll go on to the 5-minute. And now this is our 5 minutes. You can see they're struggling at that highest point of the day. They came back down. There again, it came right back into it. Look at 3 wicks, 3 equal highs exactly right there at 4 a.m. Big drop. Built its way back up. Came again right in there, and they dropped it. But you see, it's not coming all the way down here. It's holding at our yellow pivot on the daily, 450. So now it's coming right back up. This might be our first candle that closes on NASDAQ, above here in a while. That new daily high, could build and continue to drive up. And then we're still trading in this red zone. Maybe we'll be able to flip this green zone. If it can break from up here, I'm looking for it to come up to that yellow line. If it can break from the yellow line to the bottom of the red box. If it can continue to go, maybe I'll cut this red box in half right there. Exactly. Look at it. 25,050 on the dot. That's cutting it, this red box, in half. Okay, so this is NASDAQ crawling all the way back up there. And we can add our daily bar indicator to show us, look at how bullish NASDAQ is. Bullish, ignited, open, filling, bullish, bullish, bullish at the highest point of the day, ready to possibly break out. So if you're looking to sell NASDAQ, look at the daily candle you're going against. Yes, you could get a pullback from here back down to the yellow line, but that's where buyers could be waiting. If it goes a little bit deeper down into here, you got to look at structure on the 5 minutes. Right there it was a pivot point, support, turned into resistance, back to support. So even if you're in a sell and it's coming down here, still you got this daily volume still holding. It could start to fill right there and start to refuel that rocket back up. So that's why if I'm going to sell from here to there, that's why I measure the move. So I know if I'm selling below that yellow line to that red line, I'm up 60 pips. It could just come right down there, catch a wick, and go right back up. And then again, so that's why I like to take out 80% at these locations. Leave 20% running. You saw on the gold trade, I was up 50 pips. I didn't take out 80%, and it came right back down. So I don't know why I have difficulty on YouTube and Zoom with you guys when I'm trading like this. When I'm normally trading by myself, it's like clockwork. I don't know why. It's just I struggle with this on YouTube and when I'm streaming. Because I'm looking for bigger moves for everybody to hold for over 50, 60, 70, 100, 200 pips. But I know as a scalper, it's not easy to do that. To get into a trade for 30, 50 pips, I'm normally looking to scalp for 15, 20 pips. If I'm getting 50, I don't know why. It's something psychological with me when I'm streaming on these lives. But I gotta just continue to trade how I trade. Maybe it will be better for myself and for you guys. Okay, so we've got US30 and NASDAQ. Another 15 more minutes till market open. And gold is doing fuck all. Like, look at it. You guys are probably struggling looking at gold. Like, it's not really doing anything. If you bought from here, fantastic. Did you do anything at this red line? Probably not. So, it's playing games with you right now. For buyers and sellers. I hate trading this type of volume. Unless you know exactly what you're looking for. For example, like if you bought that pullback right there and it came up, right up to that, you're up 40 pips. 50 again. You could have just closed out that trade. Been happy. Yes, I know. Someone's going to say, well, Ron, what if it keeps building and goes there? I could say the same shit to you. What if it just stops building and it comes right back down to do that? Like we could have the same conversations back and forth all day. I don't trade what would have happened, what could have happened, or what should have happened. I trade from right here to there. From here to there. If it goes from here, I trade down to there. It's like a grid system. I set my chart up like a grid. And I measure the move so I know exactly. If I'm trading in here, I know it's 40 to 50 pips. And then when it comes down there, that's it. It's met my requirements. That's the measured move. Get in, get out, do your thing. I know we want more. We want more as traders. But see, it came right through there again. You could have grabbed your 40, 50 pips. Same shit. It rejected it back down. That's coming right back down. Same with sellers. If you're selling here, you're in the profit. It could come right back down in this green zone and then go right back up. So same with sellers. If you're up 30, 40, 50 pips coming down, you got to basically do something too. This is if you want to learn scalping. If scalping is not for you, then forget what I'm saying right now. This is for a scalper. I know that everyone says, Ron, teach me scalping on the 1 minutes. If you don't know how to do this on the 5 minutes, how the hell can I teach you on the 1 minutes? 1 minutes are even way faster. Look at 1 minute candle you could have bought there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Right at the red line, you're up. Look at how the 1 minute candles come right back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you don't do anything right now, you're trading in the green box because there could be now buyers ready to buy it back up. You've got to be very disciplined and know your style of trading. Otherwise, forget about scalping. Scalping is one of the hardest, most difficult styles of trade to sustain and to learn. You have to have your mindset 110% correct. Otherwise, stick with higher time frames, stick with swing position trading, stick with the 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour. Forget about 1 minute, 5 minute if you don't have your right mindset. I'm telling you the honest truth. I am a full-time scalper, and I'm telling you from a scalper. If you don't believe me, then don't believe me. I don't care. I got nothing to prove to you guys. I got nothing to prove. I'm just telling you what works for a scalper and what doesn't. No scalper on this planet trading 1 minute candles or 5 minute candles is looking for 100, 200, 300 pip move. If they are, they're not a scalper. That's facts. With this increased volume now in gold, yes, scalpers are getting now 30, 40, 50 pips a scalp. But years ago, it wasn't like that. You were lucky if you got 10, 15, maximum 20 pips on a scalp. Because the volatility, the volume has increased. So we got to increase our stop losses. We need to decrease our sizing to make up for this. Okay. But going into market open, we're watching indices. Okay. So we got 10 more minutes. This is US30 on the left. This is NASDAQ on the right. Okay. Wow, Promillo, amazing results. Holy shit. Okay, so there was a signal sent out on US30. Buying at 293 area. Okay, holding, continue push up. So we got a higher low, continuing to build right up here. Guys, leave us a like for that analysis. Subscribe to the channel. If you guys like real, honest feedback in trading, no bullshit. I'm not here to tell you guys are all going to become millionaires. You guys are going to be the best traders in the world. No, some of you guys are going to be the worst traders in the world. Some of you guys are going to blow up accounts. Some of you guys are going to quit trading. Trading is not easy. It's one of the hardest things to do. I want to be honest. I can't stand those traders that say trading is easy. It's not. It's not. Financially, it can fucking ruin you. Mentally, it can ruin you. Psychologically, it can ruin you. Emotionally, it can ruin you. Physically, like just sitting at a computer, it gives you headaches. You know, like trading is the hardest thing you're probably going to do in your life. You know, and to continue to do this on a daily basis. So I'll be honest with you guys. There's going to be traders on this call that quit trading and say, Ron, I've been doing this for years and it's not for me. And I'm going to say, I understand that. I completely understand that. I'm not here to tell you that, you know, things are going to become amazing unless you change your habits, right? You got to change your habits. We're here every single day with you guys, helping you as much as we can. But at the end of the day, you got to develop good habits. You got to develop a routine. You got to develop discipline. You can't keep trading on impulse and guessing where it's going to go. At some time, you got to, you know, do some type of analysis and let the market come to you naturally. If it's not there, forget about it. Then there's no trade, right? Like right now, can I take a trade on US30? Absolutely I can. But I got to know that we're 6 minutes away from Wall Street market open and it's a Monday coming off of a weekend. Do you think that's the type of trade I just want to take right now? Probably not. Maybe I got to wait to see how Wall Street market opens. Let the big volume enter the market, make its moves. We can follow the volume. Is it going to be bullish candles, bearish candles? Is it going to be whipsaw action? Is it going to be consolidation? Are we going to figure out maybe points of control? Can we wait for pullbacks? Is there a trend? All of these things you got to keep asking yourself. If you can't answer those questions, you got no business taking a trade. then you're basically just guessing then. Trading is not guessing. Trading is calculated actions with proper risk management, with high probabilities. That's the technical definition of trading. You're looking for high probable setups with the proper risk management. I know a lot of you guys are just full porting. I don't give shit. To tell you the truth, if you're full porting, that you're an adult. I don't care. I'm not here to tell you what you want to do. Yes, you can get rich quick or you could lose it real fast. I don't care. I'm not a full port trader. There is guys on YouTube that full port for views and this and that, and I'm not that guy. I trade with my real account. I'm not full porting prop firm accounts to go buy another one for $30 at 90% off. I don't give a fuck. I'm trading with my real hard-earned money in the markets. So I'm not full porting shit. I trade with 1% risk per day. That's it. I know it's not sexy for you guys, but I don't care. I got bills to pay. I got kids to feed. I got to trade with proper risk management. I don't do this for YouTube views. It's nice to have YouTube grow, but that's not why I trade. I'm not a streamer. I do impersonations. I can do RFK. I can do Tony Montana. I can do impersonations, but that's for your entertainment. But for real, we're here to help you guys trade. And you got to figure this out. Like, it's the end of the year. We're almost in December. You're going to have to reflect in a couple weeks and take 1 week off the end of the year. You know, it's Christmas holidays, and just look back. Is there anything I could have done to improve this entire year? Because you're starting fresh. You know where they start New Year's resolutions? Everyone wants to go back to the gym. Everyone wants to lose weight. Everyone wants to eat better. All of that. Maybe you got new resolutions for trading in the new year. Maybe you made a couple big mistakes this year, and now it's time to think for going into the next year. What is going to be your plan? Are you going to continue to trade how you were trading this year where you're struggling? Or is it time to fix it and learn how to properly trade? This is the time. Because we're trading historic levels in the markets. This might be the best trading in your entire life. Like, I've traded through financial crisis, early 2000s, 2008, 2014, pandemics, all of the stuff going on last few years. We've been trading this. So we're at historic levels, you know? So it's this is the time to learn how to trade. Especially with this type of volume in the markets. 1 5-minute candle, you can literally hit your daily goal in these markets these days. If you just patiently wait for a good setup. Lavish, I can't hold your hand forever. Absolutely. No. I can hold my kids' hands forever. That's what I'm a father. I'm there to hold their hands. But you guys, you know, you guys are adults. So we're here, but we can't hold your hand forever. I don't know how much longer we're going to be on YouTube and things like that. I like to consider us being on YouTube every day, but that's up to you guys. You know, I get motivated by you guys subscribing to the channel, learning every day, and becoming a better trader. That keeps me motivated, Dave motivated, to continue to be on YouTube. We don't get anything from YouTube. YouTube pays fuck all. I can even show you our lifetime. It's a joke. I'll donate it to you guys. Like, it's nothing. We don't get anything from YouTube. All we get is copyright strikes and bullshit and headaches from YouTube. So I hope that you guys are learning every single day here. And I know you guys are putting in the work. Okay? I don't always want to say negative stuff, but I know the real traders here that are learning, you guys are putting in the time. And I honestly, I really appreciate you guys. Because you guys are putting in that work. And you guys are learning that trading is not easy. We're not here showing you Lamborghinis. We're not showing you helicopters. We're not showing you we're on islands drinking margaritas here. We're showing you the real life of a trader is getting up every morning, putting in the work. You can be sick days. You could have no voice. You could have shit going on at home with the family and all of that. And you still got to come in here and remain focused and get in and look at these candlesticks. That's real trading. Every day, live, you know. I could come in here once a week and just show you a trade I take and show you profit and say, hey, look at what you can do. No. That's not our style. We show you guys what we do. I showed you that gold trade. I showed you where I got in, showed you where I placed my stop loss. I just, squeaked out that wick right there. But I fucked up, I told you guys, where I didn't take out where we broke that high, 50 pips. I brought my stop loss, at least I reduced my risk from where my stop was right there. And then that's where I got stopped out. I was hoping that candle would build to continue to drive up. I got stopped out, but then it moved back up. So when I review that, like, what did I do wrong? Maybe I moved my stop loss too quickly. My mistake was I didn't take out 80% at 50 pips. That was my mistake. The entry wasn't the problem. It was I didn't take out. That was the problem with that trade. Okay, now look it. We got a double bottom being produced. Here's market open. Okay, so make a rule. Are you going to trade right away or are you going to wait for 5 minutes? Here's the market open, okay, for US30 and NASDAQ. Here we go. So it just came down, back up, flipped. We're still inside here. Okay, so now it's back down bearish. So, let's see if the sellers will take out that. Will it come down to the opening balance right there, 46,310. You see NASDAQ came up, got rejected, coming back down. Might lose its opening balance of that candle. Okay, so they're selling it off right now. Gold dropped to 4,070 and got a return wick coming back up. So watch where gold will close as well. I got to go to US30 online, check my spreads, change my sizing because I was just trading gold. Okay, so I got to change up everything. Okay, so we came down to the opening balance. Buyers are there, got a wick, but this is still a big bearish black body. Could come down, buyers are buying it up. It could flip, and yes, it could take off blue, but then you're buying before the candle closes. Okay, with Wall Street, it's got different volume. Okay. So it's a different time. This is Wall Street. So either you're going to wait for this 5-minute candle to close, and yes, you're going to see blue volume, you're going to see black volume, you're going to miss out on a trade. You're going to say, oh man, why didn't I take this? Why didn't I do this? If you set your mind that you're not trading for 5 minutes, then let's watch and see what's going on, as opposed to just saying, oh, I could have bought there, I could have sold there. Okay, you see, now I see it came up blue, but look how quickly they rejected it back down. Now it's coming right back down. So I know some buyers got stuck up there. I know some sellers are stuck right there. The volume is just kind of consolidating between these 3 bars right here still. So it's not the greatest Wall Street open. NASDAQ has a good bullish candle, breaking the daily high. Let's see where it will close. Will we catch a pullback? We can buy pullbacks. Sure, you're right. The best thing, one of the best things about trading is you can trade at your own comfort of your own home. That's one thing I love about trading, is you can trade literally 24 hours around the clock, any session. You can trade around your work schedule. You can trade around your family schedule. Yes, sometimes it sucks getting up at London sessions when the kids are sleeping, but these are sacrifices you might have to make in trading. But I don't have to drive anywhere. I don't have to commute to work. I can come down in the basement every day. I have a gym in my house where if I want to go in the gym, I can go into the gym and come back into the markets, things like that. So these are things that are very nice to have as a trader, is the luxury of you make your own hours. But you got to be very disciplined. Okay, so that's a breakout bullish candle on NASDAQ. If you're in a buy and you're in, good, great. But I'm not in. So again, do I just want to buy the highest point and FOMO and trade like a 95% of a retail trader buying the high? No, I want to physically watch that candle close, figure out the point of control, maybe catch a pullback. Right now I'm watching it go against me. I'm not in a buy. So again, do I just want to buy the highest point? No. That's not a strategy. That's a strategy to lose your money. Lavish, how long did it take for me to develop discipline in trading? 5 years. 5 years. 5 solid years. Okay? Not a month, not a week, not 5 minutes. 5 years. That's how long it took me to really learn the real way how to trade. 5 years. For some of you guys, maybe you might do it faster than me. And I hope you do. But I was really young. I was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Trying to trade, blowing up all my money, get rich quick. You know, I only had Lamborghinis on my mind when I was 20 years old. And it took me 5 years to get unlearn all those bad habits. When I started to learn a top-down analysis, that's when the game started to change for me. Because that's how I learned discipline. Trade from this line to that line and do something. NASDAQ is moving, okay? Here's the close now. So there's the close of NASDAQ, okay? Can we determine where's the point of control of NASDAQ? Open, close. Where's the cut line? Do the same shit. I'm cutting it right there. There's the cut. Where's the point of control? If you're looking to buy a pullback, maybe it will come back down. Will it come back down right away? I don't know. Maybe it might take 30 minutes before it comes down. The next bar open, look at bullish ignited. So it's got a short wick, so it still wants to go. Has it pulled back? No. What I could do is place an alert at that red line. If I get it, I could anticipate a buy back down in here. But right now it's moving. Like there's the daily point of interest, that yellow line up there, 24,715. That's where maybe daily sellers will be. So if you're in a buy, you got to know that you're coming up to a nice daily point of interest up there. US30 still not doing much. Just came back up again, another false breakout, and then back down in here. And you guys got to understand that the body of that candle, that's a 160 pip candle. Okay, so if you think you're going to trade with a 10, 20, 30, 40 pip stop loss, you're probably going to get stopped out. This is where you got to really start to understand your position sizing. Trading Wall Street market open on indices. They're not small candles, especially on NASDAQ. US30 is still kind of coiling up in here. Lots of indecision. Gold came down, back up, still respecting this kind of zone in here. Could come back up, go push up here, or it could sell back down. We don't have any news, like here, Monday, nothing. Nothing concerning US. Let's see if there's anything on financial juice. Let me just switch over to some news. There is some news. Oh, earlier 6 a.m. Trump officials prepare for potential cabinet shakeup after 1 year mark. Might get peace in Ukraine. German government spokesperson, we support the U.S. effort for peace in Ukraine, but are emphasizing sovereignty and security guarantees. Something coming out of the Kremlin. Russia has not received anything official from the U.S. on its peace plan. So if you're trading gold, remember, if they have peace in Ukraine and Russia, that could affect gold prices. Is anyone in a trade right now with NASDAQ or US30? Okay, so look at now US30 again, coming right back down to that opening balance. Look at the daily candle now, how ugly it's gotten. Okay, so even if this was a 5-minute candle, it's just a spin top with a lot of indecision. So I know that today's daily candle has a lot of indecision. I know that there was buyers and there's sellers that were right back down to the opening balance. So there's not a real significant trend right now, but if this volume closes below, I know that sellers are technically in control of the balance, and I could, figure out the point of control of that bearish candle. Maybe I could continue to sell a pullback. Okay, so we got now 1 more minute to go into the close. Okay, so we're closing in now 30 seconds, guys. Okay, so this is a big bearish candle, right? Coming right back. Flip the daily candle now. I'm happy I got my voice back. I was a little worried on I couldn't I believe it was Wednesday. What was it? Thursday night with you guys? No, Wednesday. And then Thursday, I couldn't even talk on Thursday. Too much singing. Yep. Okay, here's the close. So can we cut that big bearish candle in half? Yes, we can. Whoops. I'm going to just use my red cut line. Okay, so it came up bullish, got rejected right away. Okay, so sellers could technically continue to push this thing down. Okay, so it's still holding that positive balance. See the blue candle? Still fighting at this opening balance. Can we find a point of control of that big bearish candle? Yep. Open, close. See the 50% not exactly right there. So if it comes back in here, it could possibly sell off of here. It's a shooting star candle pushing down right now. Okay, so it's already kind of came down, broke. Might see it come back up blue, or maybe see it continue to break down to this red line. So now it's coming back up blue. See the 5-minute candle? It's kind of like a spin top. Got more offers, pushing it down. Will it come back up? So see, US30 is technically trading right at the opening balance. NASDAQ gave you a retest, if you like, to buy right at that top of that green box. Okay, that's what a retest is right there. I think I'm going to sell with US30 if it can continue to bid down in here. Okay, I'm going to sell US30. I'm going to place my stop loss above the red zone. Okay, so if it has to come back up, it hasn't retested in here. That's why I want my stop loss above there. Looking to see maybe if we can come back down to that red line and ultimately travel down to the lowest point of the day. So I'm going to sell on US30 to see if the sellers can continue to break this thing down with the Wall Street volume. Stop loss is right above the red point of control, right up here. So if I can still stay in this trade, I'd like to see black volume closing below here. So then maybe this zone can turn into more offers and then we can get that push down. So I'm going to sell on US30. Okay, and then to the red line, if it gets down there, again, the red line is 70 pips. Okay, that's definitely where I would be reducing my risk if it can come down in there. That's kind of still the spin top. So I want to see, can these sellers continue to control the opening balance here? The daily candle is this spin top. So it's going to be a fight between buyers and sellers at this yellow line. But I kind of want to push down with this momentum. This lower low came up, lower high, new lower low. There's the point of control from the first 5-10 minutes of Wall Street. So can the sellers continue to lower their offers down in here? Can we get closing black volume push down in here? We created that lower low. So let's see if the daily volume can coincide and push down in the next 90 seconds. And then you see I'm targeting that red line because there's 5-minute bounce right there, a bounce right there. So if we can push down that 70 pips, then I can start to reduce my stop loss. And then if it can break the red line and come down to the lowest point of the day, it's a 100 pip move. Okay, but let's see what we got going on here. So I'd like to see if we can get a black candle close below here because I haven't in a long time. It's been over since 7 a.m. since we've traded back down in here. And the close is in 60 seconds. It's a good push, okay? You know, normally where I'm looking to scalp for 25 pips, I could be in and out of that candle. Again, looking for a bigger move. So you got to continue to hold it out. There's a nice move. Holy shit. That's a good candle. Guys, that's a 50 pip candle. That's 50 pips, 50. 50, 50, 50. I'm going to a break even. I'm at a break even now. Okay, no risk. Let's see where this thing is going to close in the next 30 seconds. Oh my God. Guys, I'm taking out 80%. I'm grabbing 80%. Taking out 80%. It hit the 70 pips. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm not going to play games, guys. I got to follow my rules. Okay, I took out 80%. I got 20% running now. Okay, so when this bar closes, we're going to do the same shit. We're going to cut it in half. We're going to figure out the point of control of this bar. Okay, wow. Can we attack that lowest point of the day, that purple line? Oh my God. They opened it, ignited to push it down. Okay, quickly, we got to cut this thing in half. Cut it in half. Let's figure out the point of control. When they dip it down like that, they dip it down, but then buyers return it back up. So what we got to look for is the retest, our point of control. Okay, so opening balance, closing balance, 50%. I almost cut it in half. There it is, the point of control. If we can continue to keep this thing down. Miss Jones, it's been a while and I love her. Let's all compliment Miss Jones and show how beautiful she is. The more you treat Miss Jones with respect and you tell her how beautiful she is, she will reward you. I cheat on my wife with Miss Jones. Don't let her know that. Okay? I got a thing for her. Thank you, Miss Jones. Lavish, you got it. Yep. She is beautiful. Okay? So we opened up. It came up. Have we retested in this point of control? No. We got a lower high. We broke for a lower low. Now, again, the buyers are buying because it's a nice dip buy. And it's at the lowest point of the day. But this is Wall Street. If we can get it continue to bid down in here, this could be a solid break. But I don't want to piss away 70, 80 pips. So I take out 80% and I got the rest running. Agent Smith, nice. Good profit. Holy shit. Good job, guys. Do you guys know why I went in a sell? I'll let you guys know in 3 more minutes. Let's just watch this candle because this is a very, very significant candle. Because look at what we're fighting below here. This is the lowest point of the day. This is a very technical area. Guys, drop a W in the chat. Put a thumbs up if you guys manage your risk. If at least you guys are at a break even, then I know that you manage your risk. If you guys took out some profit, fantastic. If you guys are still holding, you got to know that Wall Street could return moves. Even if there's 70, 100 pips, they could return right back up in one candle. Okay? So now we're retesting in the zone. Okay? So now it's the official point of control retest. So this is where now, let's see what's up. Okay? So there's the wick. Buyers are buying it back up. Worst case scenario is it comes right back to where I entered. The 20% I have remaining is at a break even, but I'm thankful that I cashed out 80% down at that red line. And then this is where you got to learn. Like sometimes I know I want more too, but you can't get greedy in situations like this. That's what was killing me in the past was I was getting in trades, nice trades, but I wanted more than 70 pips. I wanted 100. Then when I would get to 100, I want 150. Then I want to go, and then the trade would just turn right back up and stop me out. And I'd leave so much money on the table. I would add it up at the end of the day and shake my head and say, I could have just paid off like my bills at home. I could have bought groceries with that money. I could have put that towards my mortgage. I could have bought the kids something nice. I could have bought the wife something nice. It's just, why did I not take out that money and I gave it back to the market for no good reason, right? It was just greed. So look at now the return. We've got now beautiful sellers right in there, pushing the candle down with 60 seconds to go. So We got sellers at that point of control holding it down. That was a big bullish candle, but they're returning it back down. There, holy shit. We might flip this into a shooting star and get coming down to the lowest point of the day. Wow, what a flip. Oh my goodness. Guys, if it drops to the lowest point of the day, that's 110 pips. And if we break, oh, wow, 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 wow. We just broke it. Oh my God. Guys, we're getting that drip. Okay, so, oh, sorry guys, I gotta go full chart here. I gotta see what's below this purple line. There it is. There it is. 50% of that bullish candle, that wick. Right there, 46,140. Oh my God. Oh, it's coming right down there. That would be right there. That's where I'm gonna close my trade if it gets down to that red line. I'll take my remaining 20% out. That's 140, 150 pips. I'm out. I'm closing the entire trade. A bullish ignited candle too. Continuing. I'm out. I'm out of the whole trade. Holy shit, Miss Jones. God damn. Wow. Wow. Guys, that point of control right there. See the cut line now is representing the purple line. The previous lowest point of the day, we got volume below. If it tests in there, it's probably going to find some sellers right there as well. Wow. And it opened, ignited too, and got that drop down to the top of the green box. That's where, guys, 170 pips. Please take some money out. Can I explain the trade? Hold on. Not yet. We still got momentum to go down. And this is a daily point of interest right here, this yellow line. Do you guys understand why being patient, disciplined can reward you? Rushing trades sometimes doesn't always work out, okay? Explaining it, yes. Okay, 930, remember it came down and it went back up. Remember I told you they caught those buyers right there? I recognize that at 9:30. I don't know if you guys heard me. I said, if you guys pay attention, sometimes I say stuff. And then I saw it come back up blue with buyers, and then they rejected it back down. 9:35. I waited for this bar. I saw it close, create a new low, and close below the daily opening balance. Yellow line. Next candle opened bullish, and you see I made the point of control of that bar, and then it got rejected right there and took out the... I went in on impulse. I didn't wait for this bar to close. I didn't wait to go on the retest. I went in because I saw what was happening. So I went in, told you, I placed my stop loss just above the red zone. How much drawdown did I realize? Nothing. Zero. Nada. I didn't get 1 pip of drawdown, and that trade just came down 150, 170 pips. So you want risk to reward ratio, look at that ratio. 0 drawdown and over 150 pips of unrealized. I didn't get all the way down there. I closed out at that red line. But how much drawdown? Nothing. Next candle, I'm doing my work, figuring out point of control. It opened bullish. That was a scary candle. Okay, came back up, rejected, took out the low, closed right near the low, right down there. I had that red line. I went full chart. I told you guys. I respected that line. But the next bar opened bearish, ignited, and came down. Now it's coming right back up. So don't piss away maybe a daily wage for some of you guys. That's my daily wage in trading. Trading is a job for me. I treat it like a job. I clock in, I clock out. I could have added to my daily wage with that gold trade if I didn't play stupid, but trading is a source of income for myself. Not my only income, but it's a supplemental income. I have other things that I do, right? But when you hit your daily goal or wage, or it's one trade to get you towards your daily goal, accept some profit, okay? Don't get greedy. As soon as you start getting greedy in these markets, you will get humbled. It's like clockwork. So see there, now the bigger green zone is the respectable zone right there. Like we dropped all the way down from red zone to green zone. Red to green. There was the measurement exactly right there. From right there to there, 170 points. If you didn't do anything, then you got to go through this again, where the buyers are buying it right back up. And if you don't have your sellers here anymore offering, then the buyers could, come right back up to where we entered and start going into here. If you haven't lowered your stop loss to break even, then you could start losing your own capital and realizing that you're losing your money. So first thing in trading is when it goes down a certain amount of profit, take your stop loss and go to break even. If the trade breaks down to a certain area, take out profit. Should be like clockwork, guys. Okay? And now look at this big return candle. This is a nasty bullish candle coming right up. Why? Because there's daily buyers waiting at this daily buy zone. That's where they're waiting. And this candle is a scary candle. Like, the volume is intense. Holy shit, this is a 150 pip candle coming right back up. And then if you didn't take out any money, then reflect back on this trade and say, why did I not take out any money? That's why I don't play the would have, should have, could have game. Someone said to maybe say, Ron, you could have got an additional 10, 20 pips. I don't care. It came right down to my red line and closed right there. The candle opened bearish, ignited, and dropped. I saw it when I was closing my position. I got slipped good, right? The broker, when I executed, it filled me on the way down. So I got an additional pips, but I don't play games. I hope you guys understand that. Ron doesn't play games when I trade. Okay. Now, again, if you're still trading, it came into that red zone, lower high, sellers are there. Now you got kind of barcoding. You got the consolidated area maybe right in here now. Is it going to continue to flag in here? Is it going to cool off in here? Is it going to continue to move down? Or a buyer's going to close above here and then come back up? So it came down, it's turning back up. But I'm done trading for this session. Took 2 trades. The gold trade was a profitable trade. I just didn't close out when it hit 50 pips. And this was a profitable, good US30 trade. NASDAQ, okay. For guys, look at the zone. I don't trade NASDAQ as I trade more US30, but see the analysis? It came up. If you were buying, great. If you didn't do anything, look at what it came down. If you were selling, if you sold right into there, you got to understand that's where you got to close out some of your sell in a green zone. That's that point of control of the first 5 minutes of 9:30. And you see where it's coming right back up? It's coming up with buyers right now buying the dip. Okay? If you're looking at patterns, I can already recognize a pattern. It's got a top point. There's the bottom. Could come up. That could be a double top up there. Could come back down. If it breaks this block later today, NASDAQ could sell back down. If it holds, NASDAQ could continue to break for new highs and get to that daily point of interest. And above, there's the bottom of the red zone. It's like grid work, guys. Okay? So I'm no longer in this trade, guys. You know, I took out 80% coming down, and then I took out the final 20%. I'm no longer in this. Thankfully. We got to be thankful to God, okay? Every day we wake up, you wake up healthy, happy, you got your voice, it's a blessing, you know? Without a voice, I can't talk, I can't teach. So I need my voice, guys. So I wake up every day thankful that I have a voice. I'm blessed to help everyone. Hopefully you guys learn. Even if you have a bad day in the markets, you lose some money, you're still healthy, you're still happy, you're better off than someone else, you know? There's some people out there that don't have food to eat. There's some people that don't have home to live in. There's some people that are going through war right now. So always be thankful in life, guys. Always, you know? I'm very thankful. So appreciate some profits when you guys hit them, because look at how the market can turn and come back, and everything we worked for is gone. And it's not just financially sucks, it's demoralizing mentally to know that you took a solid trade, minimal to zero drawdown, it dropped over 150 points, and you did absolutely nothing. This could ruin the way how you take another trade, because you could be trading on tilt, you could be upset, you could be revenge trading, you could trade on impulse on your next trade, and where you could have just made it into a really positive trade and gone on with your day. That's what trading is all about. You see right there? Now it came right back down to, if I was still in, break even. And look at how the daily candle now broke the daily low, so it took the liquidity. So now if you're watching, guys, to continue, you can see what it's doing. It came down, it's coming back up. You know, will it come back down? That zone right there, will it be an inverted bullish, whatever the hell you guys call it with that ICT trading, shit like that? Will it come back down there? Will it be a higher low? Will it break above there? Like, you got your zones. You can clearly see, like, US30 is trading real clean. NASDAQ, it is, but too many wicks. I don't like trading when there's too many wicks. I like these full body candles because they're easy to figure out points of control, cut them in half. I don't cut these candles in half with upper and lower wicks. There's nothing to cut. There's no real clean volume. It's a lot of indecision. But these are easy, like that big bearish candle. See how I cut it in half right away? That was a big bearish candle. Cut it in half. You know, it's nice when you got good trading volume. Gold, see how it returned right back up? Look, came down. That red line is there for a specific reason, guys. You got to see what happens in the past to dictate the future. It dropped right down there. And look how it returned right back up. And look at where, again, it's struggling at that red line, okay? You could literally do clockwork trading. Just like you clock in at work, you clock out. Clock in a trade and clock out at these lines. That's why I place alerts here. It's like bells telling me do something. Okay, guys. It's 10 a.m. We're gonna wrap up today's call. I appreciate all of you guys. Guys, we got 50% off Black Friday deals. We're extending it this entire week. If you want to join the team, where you can trade in the Discord with all of the snipers, you know, and then get also signals if you want signals. All of these things. Everything is available for you guys. Also, our live sessions, not just myself, but with Dave. Dave does early morning sessions too, for if you want more New Yorks. Dave is doing New York sessions. We switched it up. We did a few Tokyos last couple weeks. Now we're back into New York's. Again, we're going to switch it up. Maybe next week we might do New York and Tokyo. So depending how the voice is, okay? And if you want to join the team, there's lots of education. Everything we basically talked about on today's call, how to identify support, resistance, what a bullish ignited candle is, what a wick is on a candle, what is like a rejection, why wait patiently for a retest, what are points of control. All of these things are all available. If you want like a self-taught education, it's like you're basically going back to school, right? You're never too young to learn something. I'm almost 44 and I'm learning every single day too. There's some people in our group that are older than me and they're still learning every day. That's the beauty of life, is you're always learning. The day you stop learning is the day you die, in my opinion. The day you stop learning something, it doesn't have to be about trading, just anything in life. The day you stop learning is the day you die. You got to keep learning. My dad is almost 80 and he's learning every single day himself, you know, non-stop learning. So just continue, guys. Free blogs available. Learn. If you can't afford to sign up a mentorship, no problem. We're here every single day with you guys on YouTube. We like to give back to people that can't afford a membership. We're here every day. Everything we do on YouTube is the same we do in Zoom. Nothing else, right? So all we ask for on YouTube is a like and a subscribe. That's it. That's your cost. That's your tuition. Is just a like on YouTube. It's not much to ask for, right? For what we give back education-wise. Yes, we do live trade with you guys. Some days we hit good trades. Some days we get stopped out. Some days we learn, right? Every day we'll learn something. But tomorrow is a big day in the markets, guys. Do not forget about 8:30 tomorrow. All those high-impact red folders, there's going to be volatility. Today was a pretty light day news-wise. And don't forget, Thursday is American Thanksgiving. U.S. bank holiday. You might take a day off that day to be with your family and friends. We'll come in the market with you guys. We can do like Q&A. We can do some education. We'll look at gold maybe, see what's moving, okay? And then also, guys, everyone on YouTube, there's a free Telegram channel pinned at the top of the channel. Amazing. I didn't see this. Band's way bigger. Thank you so much for the donation. You took 10K payout because of us. Coffee for life. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. I'm sorry I didn't see this in the chat earlier, but shout outs to Bands Way Bigger. Guys, you don't have to donate to us, okay? But we do appreciate it. Thank you. I will buy a coffee, or a tea right now. Thank you so much. Shout outs to you. We appreciate that. But don't feel obligated, guys. We're not here for donations. We're here for you guys to learn and gain knowledge in the markets. And if you want to take advantage, 50% off all plans. Black Friday deals are available. And also the TradingView one I talked about too. It's a great investment, solid investment. TradingView is 80% off as well. This is the time to upgrade your platforms if you like, guys, okay? Thank you guys so much. I had a great day. I hope everyone had a great weekend. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Post New York tomorrow, 11 a.m. We'll get started 10:45, 11 a.m. Join us, guys. Thank you guys so much. If you can kindly leave us a like and subscribe to the channel, we do appreciate it. And everyone on Zoom, have a great day today. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend, and enjoy the rest of your day today. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Thanks, guys. Enjoy your day today. Sean, Dale, Dustin, stuff. Camille, welcome. We're just wrapping it up. Sorry, Camille. Have a great day. Blessings.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Never Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.